Missy, Mr. Carlsberg, please.
Good morning, Judge. Who do we want?
Keith Carlsberg.
Robert, come on up. President of the Maine. Can I get the time?
Okay.
You just put a page number.
Good morning, Mr. Carlsberg. You have the right to remain silent today. If you give up that right, whatever you say can and will be used against you. Everything today is being recorded. Do you understand what I've explained?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you're being represented by an attorney in my courtroom. Allow your attorney to speak on your behalf. You do not need to comment unless we ask you a question. So will you just state your name again for the
Sure, Alex Strassman on behalf of Mr.
How do you
Carlsberg.
spell your last name, sir?
S like Sam, T like Tom, R-A-S-S like Sam, M like Mary, A-N like Nancy.
Thank you. Okay. Your client is charged with count 1 sexual battery with special conditions. Count 2 is kidnapping. Those are both first-degree felonies punishable to life in prison. State at this time, I noticed there's a warrant signed by Judge Roballo.
Did you call for a statement?
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. There must be a finding at this stage of proof evident presumption great that your client, the defendant, committed these crimes by the standard of proof evident presumption great. So at that, would you like to go ahead and comment? I'm just going to ask you to, number one, leave out the place of work of the defendant and the alleged victim. Of course. They apparently or allegedly are co-workers, and not mention the name of the alleged victim. All right?
Your Honor, just relying upon the warrant affidavit prepared by Detective Kay here from the Fort Lauderdale Police Department, Your Honor, I'd be relying upon the physical evidence, relying upon the statements given by multiple witnesses, statement from the alleged victim, Your Honor, surveillance video footage, Your Honor, that certainly indicates, and also this, even Mr. Carlsberg's own post-Miranda statement that was given that is completely contradicted, not only by witness testimony, but also by the video evidence, both by video taken by phone in the vehicle, driving to their first stop before Mr. Carlsberg took the victim against her will, consent to the hotel named in the report, but then also video footage taken at the hotel where it's described that he took her lifeless body to the elevator, that she could not support herself, that she was basically almost dragged to the elevator by Mr. Carlsberg. Your Honor, based on all the information in the report, I believe there is proof evident that one, Mr. Carlsberg did by force confine and abduct the alleged victim against her will with the intent to commit a felony, the felony in this case being sexual battery. Additionally, Your Honor, I believe there is proof evident that Mr. Carlsberg committed a sexual battery against the alleged victim without her consent, with the special condition that she was physically helpless to resist, Your Honor.
Okay. Any response to that, Mr. Strassman?
Yes, Your Honor. Recognizing that we don't have the evidence here before us and that we're proceeding by proffer, I have personally seen some of the evidence. And what the state just said in terms of basically being dragged to and lifeless, those are not consistent statements. In fact, from the photographs that I saw, they support the fact that there's meritorious defenses in this case. It's our position that that's a mischaracterization of the facts, that in fact, without going into detail, yes, there are meritorious defenses to the allegations.
Okay. Anything else?
Were you injured when you were arrested?
Yes. Also, he has ties to the community. His mother lives in Tamarack. His mother's here present in court, Your Honor.
Oh, tell us your name.
Police bit you?
Okay, now, sorry we had to meet under these circumstances. I appreciate you coming to court today. I know this is a very difficult time.
His father also lives in Hollywood. He's been working, again, we're not mentioning the place of work, but he's been working there for approximately 8 or 9 months. He's been in Florida since 1978. He remained in Florida till around 2002, left for a brief period to live in South Carolina, but returned recently, within this past year or so, back to Florida. His family, he has 2 children who come to visit him here in Florida. He has significant ties to the community. He's not at risk of flight, and he's not a danger to the community.
The court has reviewed the
I can't hear you.
the affidavit, warrant signed by Judge Roballo. The affidavit is prepared by Detective Lisa Cahill with the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. And there's some details here that just was put in the record that this allegedly occurred May 30th in Fort Lauderdale. There was a group of people who were out. Apparently everybody was drinking. They all knew each other. And according to several witnesses who were there, 2 witnesses at least, that the alleged victim, FL Frank Lima, adult female, was passed out when she got into a car. And at some point, one of the witnesses tried to rescue her or keep her from going with the defendant. And at one point, he shoved a female out of the way, was trying to help. She fell to the ground. At another point, this defendant allegedly punched a man who was trying to remove the alleged victim from the vehicle, punched him twice in the face to keep them from removing FL from the situation. It says that there was a photograph taken by one person of FL passed out in the vehicle. And it says here that some of the friends continue to call FL, but this defendant answered the phone, telling them she would be fine. He was taking her to get something to eat. Allegedly, he did take her to a hotel locally here. She woke up naked in a bed, vomit all around her. He allegedly came into the hotel room from, I believe, within the hotel room, maybe the restroom, and said it was time for him to leave. And allegedly, he admitted at that time that they had had sex. And let's see, at the hotel, there is allegedly video showing her in a passed out state being held up by this defendant as they are going to the hotel room. It says that there was a controlled phone call with this defendant by the detective. He admitted to taking the alleged victim to the hotel, having sex with her. And so the court will today find there's proof evident presumption grade as to count 1 and count 2, the sexual battery and the kidnapping.
And I apologize. I just reviewed the sexual battery statutes. Count 1 is actually, in these circumstances, a first-degree felony. It's only a PBL if the alleged victim is between the ages of 12 and 17 or younger, or if the defendant has a prior conviction for certain sex-related offenses, and he does not. I checked.
Okay, so count 1, even though the alleged victim was incapacitated, that's not a special condition under the statute?
No, it is, but it's a first-degree felony.
So it's a first-degree felony, not a first-degree felony punished by life. So kidnapping, the court's going to find proof evident presumption grade based on several factors. I'll get into that in a moment. Let me ask you this, State. Does this defendant have a criminal record as
yes, Your Honor.
Count 1?
As far as Broward County, 2001, burglary of a conveyance, grand theft auto. 1993, aggravated assault. He has 1992 battery. Out of the state of North Carolina. 2006, breaking or entering.
Are you on probation?
And 2005, 2 counts of embezzlement.
Prior felony.
Okay.
Prior misdemeanor. Been arrested before?
Any comment about this defendant's ability to post bond for count 1?
In terms of the recommendation or the request for bond on count 1?
Count 1, does he have any money to post bond? Or
It's
just some
it's a work in progress.
Right.
But we would request a $50,000 bond with electronic monitoring as the count 1.
You know, does he own any land or property here in South Florida?
He does not own any property.
Okay.
No, he does not.
Okay, go ahead.
The only other thing I would want to bring up I would ask for the court's consideration of bond on count 1 is the allegation in the affidavit by one of the witnesses, noting a couple weeks prior to when the witness spoke to the detective, that Mr. Carlsberg had met up with the witness and the victim, that the victim was again intoxicated that night, that the witness had to help her inside her apartment, and Mr. Carlsberg on that occasion did not want to leave, stating that he was going to stay the night. When the witness told him he was not staying, according to the witness, Mr. Carlsberg did not like this and was very upset.
He also left.
Based on several factors, the alleged victim being passed out, the friends confirmed this. FL even said that she was passed out.
You don't
This
need an attorney?
defendant fought off two friends who tried to rescue her. Oh, these are all allegations. There's a photo of the alleged victim passed out. There's a video from the hotel of the victim passed out, and the defendant's admission by a control phone call that he allegedly did have sex with her. All of those combined, the court today will find proof evident presumption great as to count 2 kidnapping. The defendant will be held without bond. As to count 1, this court, based on those factors, based on this court's concern for the safety of the alleged victim, perhaps other women in the community, the court notes this defendant has prior convictions for crimes against people, aggravated assault and battery. Also, the defendant has been convicted of grand theft auto, burglary, breaking and entering, and 2 counts of embezzlement out of the state of North Carolina. Count 1 will be Mr. Gordon.
Just one note. The 1993 aggravated assault charge was actually, the adjudication was withheld.
Okay, I'll accept that. Okay, the court today will set count 1 at $250,000. Count 2, that will be no bond hold. The defendant will not be allowed to have any contact, directly or indirectly, with JL. FL, that's Frank Lima. No contact directly or indirectly with Frank Lima. No contact directly or indirectly with a woman, Melissa, last name begins with a P. That is Peace Paul. No contact with her. No contact with another witness. I'm going to get that name. It's Mr. His last name begins with an O. Ezron O. No contact directly or indirectly with Ezron O. or the other alleged witness I just mentioned. You must stay 500 feet from both of them. Where they work, where they live, where they go to school, anywhere in between. You're not allowed to possess guns, firearms, or ammunition. If you make bond, the court will order pretrial release with the GPS monitor, even though count 2 is a no bond hold. Eventually, if this defendant makes it, we'll have pretrial release GPS.
I noticed that your
It'll be a level 1 lockdown. Anything else, Mr. Strassman?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Defendant be held without bond. Okay. Thank you. Now, got it. Okay, ma'am. Okay, now, I don't even know who was in order. I don't know. Anybody want to just step up, come up here?
Got a crowded house there, Your Honor.
What? Every seat almost is taken. Go ahead.
Hi, we're here for Thomas Cruz.
Tom Cruise.
22, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on up, Mr. Cruz.
Got it.
Okay?
Just put your on the record. Keith, could you get the priors on this one? How do you know the check for priors? CCIS? Or do you safes?
CCIS, I don't know how to do safes. Do I pull it up?
I'll show you how. Well, yeah, when your cases come up, yeah. But,
Okay, now, Mr. Cruz, you've been charged with count 1, fraud regarding someone else's identification without their consent. Count 2, theft. Count 3, burglary of a dwelling. 4, dealing in stolen property. Count 5, false ownership of pawn items. Count 6, grand theft. Now, the court will find probable cause to each and every count. The state, are there priors on this defendant? Yeah, both you raise your right hands.
I'm
Do you
sorry.
swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, put your hand
listen
up.
before I see
Ma'am
his- I
with
see his
the
BCCN number.
lighter hair, tell me your name.
I know he's gonna
I'm
listen before I see his
Tina Cruz,
BCCN number.
Thomas Cruz's mom.
Okay, thank you. And your name, ma'am?
My name is Dima Cruz. I'm his wife.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Tell me, do you have children together?
I do. I have one 9-month-old.
Okay, great. He's the father?
Yes.
Okay, and what does he do for work?
He works in the restaurant business
Does he? Okay, how long has he lived out here in South Florida?
his whole life.
Okay. And does he own any houses, any land here in
No.
South Florida? Okay. And does he have any money in the bank that you would know
No.
of? Okay, who would help bond him out of jail today? Okay. What type of work do you do, ma'am?
I'm disabled.
Okay, go ahead, state.
No, Judge.
No criminal record.
No.
All right. He allegedly burglarized a home, and then no, I see here that he
Just sign into there.
he took a woman's wallet, and then
You see here, arrow
he's
down.
working in an
and
Olive
then if there's
Garden.
Bond changes, just make.
That's one, and then the other one is a burglar of a residence out of Coral Springs. Stole the victim's jewelry from the master bedroom.
No.
A woman named Karen Turner. Do you know
No.
Miss Turner?
I do know Miss Turner, but he did not do that.
Yes, ma'am. Allegedly sold the jewelry for $2,540. Okay. All right. Do you have any comment about bond state?
Your Honor,
You want to talk for the
I understand he has no
Boston?
priors. Obviously, it is concerning. Anytime anyone breaks into someone's home, there's a concern for the safety of the community, Your Honor. And I would just ask the court to take the seriousness of the nature of that
Okay.
offense into consideration.
Okay. Based on the totality of the circumstances, the amount of the strength of the case and the amount he allegedly took, the court will set his bond at count 1 at 1,000, count 2 at 100, count 3 the burglary. The court will set that bond at $10,000, and the court will set count 4 at count 4. The court will reduce that bond to $1,500. Count 5. The court will reduce that bond to $1,500, and count 6. The bond will be 1,000. So the defendant's total bond is $15,000. I'm going to take off count 2, ROR. Total bond today is going to be $15,000, and the defendant can bond out of jail. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So now you just get it and we're gonna.
Okay, now, somebody here on it.
Approach dwelling is a very
Which case are you
serious
on, sir?
situation.
Who's that? Come on up here.
He is one.
Tell me the name of the person again,
Malcolm Knight.
and what's he charged with, do you know?
It's on page
That's the case.
22, robbery without a fire.
Okay, let me look.
No, probably no firearm. There's a huge
Page
difference.
22.
Here, well, here, switch it in. We can log in this. See.
Malcolm Knight?
Yes.
Okay, just let me find the papers.
Main jail, Judge.
Got it?
If he has judge now, if he has judge now, because we go sideline. Matter of fact, he doesn't have any.
Got it right here.
I can't hear you, sir.
Now, Mr. Knight, you've been charged with robbery, and the court
Are you
finds
gonna hire
probable
your
cause. Steve, do you have any criminal record on this defendant?
Sally Pendleton on behalf of the state of Florida, Your Honor. It does not show that he has a criminal record.
Okay. Now, can I have both you raise your right hands for me? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, put your hands down. Ma'am, tell me your name.
Angela Moore,
How do you know Mr. Knight?
it's my son.
Okay, thank you for coming to court. Your name, sir?
Mitchell Knight.
And how do you know Malcolm?
My son.
Okay, thanks for coming to court. He has no criminal record. He's 18 years old. You know, the only thing is, it says he's at large, or he doesn't have a home. Does he live with you? I mean, regularly he...
Yes, he does.
Okay.
He just graduated and he's getting ready to
Go to
go
high
into
school.
college. He graduated from Mavericks, but he attended Nova ever since elementary.
All right, and is he working at this time, ma'am?
No, we're trying to send him away to a trade school.
Are you? Okay.
Malcolm
He
Knight,
has a
page
baby
22.
at home, a 3-month
I
old.
have the report. It just says he worked with 2 other suspects, attacked a victim named Xavier Blake. Do you know Xavier Blake?
Like if you
So they threw him on the ground and beat him on the head and the body, reached into his pockets, And it says that while he was being kicked in the head, Mr. Knight then went to his vehicle and removed $3 in cash and ran from the scene. And the alleged victim identified him as the person who attacked him. So, anything you'd like to say on behalf of this defendant, Mr. Miller?
No, Judge, I didn't get an opportunity. I have no objection to the court inquiry.
Mr. Knight, do you have any money in the bank?
No, sir.
Okay,
No, sir.
so he seems like a good kid up to this point. This is an allegation. I realize he's not convicted of this. Somebody said this happened. I don't know, Steve, do you have any?
Yeah, they said it happened 9 months ago or 10 months ago or something like that.
You're right, November 15th, 2014. I didn't even look at the date.
So at that time, how old was he then?
Are you going to bond him out of jail today?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to set a bond of $5,000 today, all right? I think that's very reasonable. Very reasonable. And I took into consideration he has no criminal record. And,
Well, there's one you don't.
you know, I think that the date, the time that has gone by, what I'll do is I'll just order that he has no contact with Xavier Blake. Don't go around him. Don't have any contact with him. All right? I'm sorry you had to meet like this, okay?
Is there any way he could be just put home on house arrest without, because we don't, how much is the bond?
5,000. So that'd be about 500.
Because I don't really have money for bond. He's
Hold on one moment.
Malcolm.
I have to tell you, and everybody else to tell you, when people come to court and stand up for people, it makes a big difference. All right?
Okay.
So I want to thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend. Thank
you
you.
too.
Okay. Now, you know what? I'll call you in just a moment, sir. Come on up. What's your name, sir? Go ahead.
Thurman Purnell.
Which case are you here on?
Travis Purnell.
Travis Purnell on
Page 5.
Judge, Mr. Purnell is president of the Maine. I did not get a chance to interview him. I was right in the middle of doing it when you called him, started calling the docket.
I got it. Mr. Purnell, let me just find the paper on
Page
this.
5.
Got it right here. Travis Purnell, aggravated battery on a pregnant female, domestic battery by strangulation, assault, domestic violence related, false imprisonment. Court finds probable cause state. Do you have any criminal record on this defendant?
One moment, Your Honor.
Let me ask both of you to raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, we do.
Okay, put your hands out. Sir in the white shirt, tell us your name.
I'm Dwight Pathé. I'm Travis. I'm his uncle.
Okay, thank you for coming to court. Your name, sir?
Thurman Purnell. His brother.
You're his brother, okay? All right. Now, did you have a chance to speak with the alleged victim, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
It says he's from High Point, North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
Now, is that where you're from also?
Yes, sir. We're here on vacation, and
Okay, that's great. Does he work up in High Point?
yes,
What
sir.
does he do for work up there?
I don't know his. I'm a truck driver. I don't know his line of work, but I know he works.
Do you have any other family here?
Yes, his brother.
Hey, come on up, sir. How long were you? Was it a family reunion or something?
Just here on a family vacation,
Got
sir.
it. Sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, put your hand out. Tell us your name.
Rochelle Purnell.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Purnell. Are you, you're the brother of Travis?
Yes, sir.
And you're from North Carolina also?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you arrested by yourself?
Now, does he have a criminal record?
I'm sorry?
No, Judge.
He has no criminal record. He's 30 years old. No contact with the alleged victim, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Miller, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of this defendant?
Judge, I have no objection to the court inquiry.
Sir, you're down here from High Point, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and are you employed up in High Point in North Carolina?
Yes, sir.
What type of work do you do?
What do you get?
I work at a place called GBL. It makes kits, like drug kits, like drug test kits
Okay.
for the hospital and stuff.
Do you have any money in the bank?
Yes.
How much approximately do you say you have?
I need an exact amount.
About 500.
Okay. Do you own land or property?
You own any property that
Yes,
you
sir.
want to
Okay.
tax funds?
And does he have children?
I'm sorry?
Just the one that's
Okay,
paid.
I understand. And
first time around.
let me see here. Now, you know Brittany, right?
Yes.
Brittany Isaac, she's down here too?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just looking here.
Do you owe anybody any money? Hold on now, sir. Go. Do you owe anybody any credit? Date of birth? Sign and print.
Go ahead, Steve, do you have any comment on bond?
Your Honor, I guess my concern is it's a high level of violence alleged, but even if you want to take all of that at one person's word against another, if you go to the end of the report, Detective Marino's report, it's mentioned that when they were upstairs at the room attempting to make contact, it says that that Mr. Purnell began verbally threatening the victim, threatening her life, saying he would kill her for calling the police. And apparently this was witnessed by the detective, Your Honor, and it causes really great concern.
Yeah, the court's concerned, you know, in this, when you're here, you know, I wasn't there. I don't know, obviously, you know, firsthand what happened. I can read it off a paper. It's concerning when you hear people in domestic violence cases say they're going to kill someone or they're going to get someone. I don't know that if somebody's just blowing off steam. I don't know if they intend to do it.
No, I'm not talking about
great concern when those things start being said.
Are you on probation? And I'm bonding free trouble.
And was there no contact with the alleged victim? Am I correct, ma'am?
No misdemeanor.
Okay. Steve, do you have a
I'm
comment
sorry?
about what bond should be on this case?
Your Honor, I would be asking for, just going through them one by one, on the count 1, 10,000, on the count 2, 15,000, count 3, 1,000, and on count 4, 5,000.
I'm going to do this today. I'm gonna go a little bit lower than the state. Prosecute. I'm going to set count 1 at 10,000, count 2 at 10,000, count 3 at 1,000, count 4. I'm going to set that bond at $1,500. So his total bond today is going to be $22,500. And I'm going to order, sir, that you have no contact directly or indirectly with Miss Brittany Isaac. Do not call her, do not text her, do not email her. You must stay 500 feet from her at all times. That is where she lives, works, goes to school, anywhere in between. You're not allowed to possess any guns, any weapons, any firearms while you're on release. Is there anything else we need to talk about today? No? All right. Is your brother somebody, if I tell him to stay away from the woman, he'd do it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, and that includes North Carolina and anywhere in between, all right?
That's because on our way home, I'll let him ride back with me.
Okay.
And Miss Brittany, she would ride back with Mr. Rochelle here.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming to court today. Sorry we had to meet like this. Good luck on your way back to North Carolina, all right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Now, ma'am, which case are you here on?
Casey Meraldo.
Meraldo, what's he charged with, do you know?
Battery, domestic violence, yeah.
Okay.
Main tail, page 3 of the docket.
Okay, Casey Meraldo. So you're charged with theft and battery. The court finds probable cause. We just talk. All right, so you've been charged with petty theft on count 1, battery on count 2. Court finds probable cause. State, do we have any priors on this, gentleman?
One moment, Your Honor. A couple of prior arrests, but they were declined, Your Honor, and they weren't related to domestic violence.
Okay. Now, could I have both of you raise your right hands? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, right here, tell me your name.
Skylar Stone.
And how do you know Mr. Moraldo?
He is my ex-boyfriend.
Okay. Your name, ma'am?
Arlita Cars.
How do you know Mr. Moraldo?
I just met him through Skylar just when this incident happened.
Okay. All right. And Ms. Stone, it alleges that you're the victim. You were in a relationship for 8 months. That he threw you on the bed, struck you several times with an open hand, grabbed a blue cell phone cord, began to whip you with the cord, wouldn't let you leave the bedroom, wouldn't allow you to leave. He allegedly stated you were going to stay in the bedroom with him, and then someone had to stop him from striking you, and you had several red marks about your arms, legs, abdomen, and red marks on your outer thigh. And anything you want to say?
On the petty theft charge, he did bring my phone back the next day.
Okay.
So.
All right. Now, Mr. Miller, anything you want to say on behalf of this defendant?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Moraldo has been living in South Florida since 2001. He's been living at the same address for about 2 years. He works in construction. He has strong family ties, no money in the bank or real estate. He will have a place to stay separate from the alleged victim while the case is pending, and his family is going to bond him out.
Okay. Now, ma'am, are you in fear of him?
Mm-mm.
Excuse me?
No.
No? Okay. And does he ever carry any guns or weapons with him?
No.
Okay. Do you think if I tell him to stay away from you, he's somebody who would do that?
Yes.
Okay. So, are you going to go to the hospital or see a doctor, ma'am?
No.
No? How about your injuries?
They just were bruises, that was it. They weren't.
Okay. All right. I'm going to set his bond on count 1 at $250. Count 2, the domestic battery. The court will set his bond at $3,500. So his total bond's going to be $3,750 today. And he'll have to bond out of jail. He's going to not be allowed to have any contact directly or indirectly with Skylar Stone. Don't call her, don't text her, don't email her. Stay 500 feet from her at all times. That is where she lives, works, goes to school, anywhere in between. Excuse me, anywhere in between. You're not allowed to possess guns, firearms, or ammunition while you're on release. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming to court.
Thank you.
Okay, sir, go ahead. Come on up. I don't even know who's next. Wait, okay, go ahead. Sir, I know we keep skipping you, but we'll call you next.
I'm here for Caleb Pierre.
Happy fake birthday.
What is he or she charged with?
Domestic.
Got it. Is that a female?
Yes.
May I see Miss Pierre? Kayla Pierre.
Main jail, Judge.
Okay, Miss Pierre, you are charged with domestic battery. The court finds probable cause. Steve, do we have any priors on this gentleman? Sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, tell me your name.
Deshaun Spence.
Okay, and how do you know Miss Kayla Pierre?
It's my girlfriend.
Do you have children with her?
Yes, a 3 year. One, 3.
How's the child?
3.
3?
Yeah.
And do you live together?
Yes.
Okay. What does she do for work?
She's a flight attendant for JetBlue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How long has she been there? JetBlue?
For over a year and a half.
Okay. And do you two own your own home?
Well, we live in an apartment.
Got it. Okay. And no criminal record. So you two got in a fight inside of a Walmart in the juice aisle. It says that she grabbed you by the shirt, put you in a headlock in Walmart, started punching you in the face with her fist several times, and it says she admitted to grabbing you. There was a witness who said they saw her put you in a headlock and start punching you in the juice aisle. So, is there anything you'd like to?
She wasn't. I don't know if she was punching me because honestly, I didn't feel any punches. But to my knowledge, it was just a grab because I had her debit card, so she just wanted her debit card back.
Let me ask you this: how is she with the kids?
With
the child, good mother.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think she represents a danger to you?
No.
Or the children if she's released? Did she ever carry any guns or weapons
No,
with her? No,
definitely not.
Okay. State, do you have any suggestion how we should resolve this today?
Bond. I have no objection to an ROR. Would ask that there be a no contact order.
Somewhere else to stay for the time
No,
being?
we don't have no family down here. We just moved down here from New York, so we don't have no family. We don't fight. We don't fight them. Like we don't. It's more of an argument. But because I had, her belongings, she was just trying to go in my pocket and take it from me.
I'm going to set her bond at $1,000. I'm not going to order no contact. All right. Okay, sir, her bond's 1,000. She can be with you, all right?
All right, thank you.
There you go. Sir, right there. Come on up. We've skipped you a few times. Come on. All right, which case are you here on?
Chanel Nicholas.
Chanel Nicholas. What's charged with?
Thank you, Judge.
Suspended license.
Suspended license. Is that a warrant for her arrest, you know?
Yes.
Okay. I have different stacks over here, so I gotta try to figure out where it is. Chanel Lawrence, you said, right?
Nicholas.
Sorry.
Should.
Oh, it's right here. It's on the top one here. She's a traffic warrant. Miss Nicholas, sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, all truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Put your hand down. Tell me your name.
Gabriel John.
Okay, how do you know Miss Nicholas?
She's a family member.
Okay, good. Now, Miss Nicholas, she is has a warrant for arrest, suspended license, and that bond is $2,000. It's from this year. Let me just check something out here. Okay. Let me ask you, do you know why she didn't show up in court?
I guess there's been there's some trouble lately. One of her family members died.
Right.
And it's just been plus her apartment had a flood in there, and she's been dealing with her apartment.
Right.
And I guess they were supposed to fix her place, and there's been mold growing on her, I guess, on the walls and stuff like that. So she's been arguing with the office, and
so there's a flood, there's mold, and a death in the family.
Yes. So,
right. Well,
but she's very dependent. You know, she's always on time with stuff like.
Children?
No.
No. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna reduce her bond to $1,000 today because I looked at her driving record. Driving record is really not it's got a good driving record. She just didn't. Her insurance lapsed. I'm gonna give you a copy of the driving record. Yeah, it's free. I mean, it costs like $20 downstairs. I'll give you a free copy. You can hand it to her, right?
Okay.
Just highlighting things that need to be taken care of. Okay?
Okay. Would she be released today?
If you bond her out, sure.
Okay, and what's the bond?
1,000.
1,000.
Here's, take her driving record. I highlighted the things that you need to address, all right?
Okay.
The first ticket on there has been taken care of, so, but
All
I
right.
highlighted it anyway. It's the second and third things that need, on the second page, all right?
Okay.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, who else would like to come up?
Josh Mizell is waiting for counsel. He went to another courtroom here.
Okay, so what about you? You're together? How about in the back, ma'am? No, okay. Everybody's taken care of, all right? Okay, so, yeah. Ma'am. All right, Hema Jadunanen.
Hold on. It's hard to pronounce. Kind of.
Okay, ma'am, you've been charged with domestic battery. The court finds probable cause. Do we have any priors on this Jadunanen?
No priors, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there any contact with the alleged victim?
No, Your Honor.
No? Okay. Mr. Miller, is there anything you'd like to add today? She has no criminal record, no contact with the alleged victim. Is this on? Yep.
Sorry, Judge, what was the question?
She has no criminal record. There's been no contact with the alleged victim.
Judge, she's been living in South Florida since 1989, 7 years at her current address. She does own her own home. She's gainfully employed at Boca Regional Hospitals. She's a physician there. She lives with her husband and a 3-month-old child. Strong family ties, money in the bank. She has the real estate. She has a place to live. Judge, we're going to ask the court to consider pretrial release with the alcohol evaluation and allow them to have contact. According to the PC,
I don't think this is a bond issue. I think this is an alcohol issue that needs to be addressed. Miss Janudanan, you need to address this. You're a licensed physician in the state of Florida?
Yeah.
I know that attorneys have the...
We'll have to think about it, let me know what's going on. What do you want to do,
program,
sir?
you would contact the Florida Bar, and they would direct you to a lawyer's assistant for people with alcohol and drug issues. I believe that when the medical board finds out, you'll probably be directed in that. When they take a look at this, it seems like it's totally alcohol driven, and I'm going to try to help you with that now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to release you today without a bond, even though I know you could probably afford any bond I set, but I don't think that's what we need to do today. I think you need help with alcohol. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order you're not allowed to consume any alcoholic beverages, not a drop. And if the court finds out you've consumed any alcohol, you'll be rearrested, put back in jail. Now, the second thing is I want to tell you is you need to be at pretrial release right down the street from where you are by 4 o'clock today. You'll be out of jail by then. The gentleman's giving you a map. And I'm going to order a drug and alcohol evaluation for you. Ma'am, do you have somewhere else to stay for the time being? Do you have family or friends? Okay.
Judge, the thing is, they have a 3-month-old child.
Well, I'll allow contact.
That's a little baby.
I'm going to allow contact with Jose Daverman. You can contact him by telephone and email. That's no problem. But I want you to stay 500 feet from him for the time being. All right? Ma'am, you're not allowed to possess any guns or weapons while you're on release. Thank you. There you go. All right, Carol Scheck.
North Broward.
North Broward. I'm the X.
Good morning, Ms. Scheck. Court finds probable cause to a domestic battery. State, do you have any criminal record on Ms. Scheck? Another case where there's alcohol involved?
She had an arrest for domestic violence last year, but it was dropped.
Okay.
Where was that at?
Do you know the same alleged victim?
Was that a Broward? One moment, Your Honor.
Ms. Scheck, are you currently employed?
No, I'm not.
Do you have any money in the bank, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
How much would you say you have?
I don't have my phone with me. I really don't know.
Give me a roundabout figure. How much do you think you have?
I'm thinking it's probably over 1,000 in one account.
Thank you. How long have you lived down here in South Florida, ma'am?
4 years.
Okay, and when you do work, what type of work do you do?
I was a stay-at-home mom for a long time.
Fine. Ma'am, did you have contact with the alleged? No. Do you have somewhere else to stay for the time being, Ms. Scheck?
I'm looking into that, yes.
Okay.
I've got good support.
Ms. Scheck, I'll give you a opportunity. I'll give you a alternative here. You can bond out of jail for $5,000. You have a prior domestic battery, or the alternative is I'll let you go to pretrial release, and you're going to have a drug and alcohol evaluation. I'm going to require you go to 3 Alcoholics Anonymous meetings per week and give up drinking. Which one would you like to do?
I'll do the second one.
Okay. So I'm going to allow you to report to pretrial release by Monday, because you couldn't get down there today by 4 o'clock. So Monday between 8 and noon, between 8 and noon time on Monday, you need to be right there. There's a map right there. Downtown Fort Lauderdale, right next to the courthouse. You're going to have a drug and alcohol evaluation. I'm going to order by Monday. You get a sponsor, and you go to 3.
I've got one.
Okay. You have to go to 3 meetings per week. Is that clear?
Okay, I can do that.
You are not allowed to consume any alcoholic beverages while you're on release. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Fine. Yes.
And if you do consume any alcohol, and this court finds out, you'll be rearrested and put back in jail, all right?
All right.
Okay. Now, ma'am, I'm going to order for the time being, don't have any contact with Paul Santa Maria directly. I'll allow indirect contact. Go through a family member or friend. If you need to collect your belongings or anything like that, go through a family member or friend. But don't call him directly. Don't text him. Don't email him. Stay 500 feet from him at all times. All right, ma'am?
Okay.
You're not allowed to consume any alcoholic beverages. You're not allowed to have any weapons in your possession while you're out on release. All right?
All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am. Okay. Now, ma'am, see, Carol. Okay, we took care of that. Okay. You're together and you're waiting for Riddell, right? Okay, no problem. Amber Perez.
Judge, she's present at the main. Randall Haas is her attorney.
Okay. Does Mr. Haas know you're in jail right now, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ma'am, if you'd like, I can put this off for 1 o'clock. Or why don't you have a seat and then we'll wait for him to show up, all right?
Roger that. Okay. Kyla?
Carlotta King. Carlotta King.
Come on, Ms. King. Judge, Ms. King is present at the main requesting a mental health screen.
I'll allow that. I'll do that. I'll write it right here. Mental health screen. Ma'am, you're charged with felony battery with great bodily harm. Just give me a quick moment. Mental health. Got it. Yes. Okay. Oops, I didn't sign it yet. Okay, now, Ms. King, charged with felony battery, great bodily harm. Quick finds probable cause. Steve, do we have any priors on this?
2 prior possessions of cocaine in 06.
Got anything else?
No.
Okay. Now, Mr. Miller, anything you'd like to say on behalf of this defendant?
Judge, all I know about Ms. King is that she's been living here her entire life. She's currently homeless and unemployed.
Okay. Now, was there contact with the alleged victim?
Yes, Your Honor, I spoke with the listed victim, and she indicated that the defendant needs help, that she's on FLACA, she's also having health issues, she has no place to go. She says that she wants no contact.
I understand. Ma'am, you allegedly got into an altercation with your grandmother. She wanted you to go in her house, said you shoved her, grabbed her hand, twisted it, squeezed it. She complained of pain as a result of the struggle. Ma'am, based on your 2 prior cocaines, the facts of the case, what's going to set your bond today at $6,500, ma'am. I'm going to order that you have no contact directly or indirectly with Ernestine Hankerson. Don't call her, don't text her, don't email her. Stay 500 feet from her, where she lives, works, goes to school. Anywhere in between, you're not allowed to possess guns, firearms, or ammunition while you're out on release. Thank you.
Thank you. Judge, regarding Ms. King's case, is this the kind of case that gets an automatic second look?
No, it goes straight
Can
to
we
the
bring
division.
Can we bring her back on Monday for a second look?
Yeah,
based on what I've observed here this morning, we may want to address some other issues with the court that.
I'll make an exception. You know, usually domestic violence usually get second looks, but I'll do it. Bring this back on Monday p.m.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Okay.
Appreciate that.
Boulevard,
We'll have a
Mejia, Conception.
Judge, Spanish language. I think we've called already. No? Yeah, we have not called.
You call for Spanish for me, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Missy Lawrence Hauger.
North Broward.
I was expecting a listed victim to arrive if we could recall.
Okay, Mr. Hauger.
North Broward.
Mr. Hauger, we'll be right back with you. Just stand by, sir. We'll be right back with you. How about Fernando Rodriguez?
Main jail.
Mr. Rodriguez, domestic battery, so the court finds probable cause. Do we have any priors on Mr. Rodriguez?
One moment, Judge.
Any contact with the alleged victim, ma'am?
Not on this case.
Okay, Mr. Miller, anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Rodriguez?
No, Judge, I did not get a chance to interview him, and I have no objection. The court wants to inquire.
Mr. Rodriguez, how long have you been down here in South Florida?
26 years old. 26.
I understand. Are you currently employed?
No.
Do you have money in the bank?
No.
Okay. This defendant advised that her son attacked her under the influence of alcohol, punched her throughout her body, also threw her to the ground, and she had a laceration to her elbow. Go ahead, Steve.
2008, aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, aggravated fleeing and eluding, resisting without violence, possession of marijuana, DWLS. 03, unlawful use of false name ID.
Dude, that's not me.
Okay, Judge, denying those are him.
I understand.
Which fight was that? I got in a little domestic violence with my family. Not the same people. I don't know these people you're talking about.
Okay. Yes, sir. To the court, was there contact with the alleged victim, ma'am?
Still Rodriguez right now?
Yes. Okay. So the court today is going to set your bond based on your criminal record, $7,500, sir. And going to order that you're not allowed to have any contact with your mother, Victoria Demenan. No contact with her. Do not call her. Do not
no,
text
that's wrong. That's wrong.
Sir, you must be talking about the wrong case.
Fernando Rodriguez.
Sir, I'm talking to Mr. Rodriguez. If you're not Mr. Rodriguez, please do not say anything.
That's Hauger.
Thank you. Mr. Rodriguez, no contact directly or indirectly with Miss Deminahan. No contact with her. Do not call her, text her, email her. Stay 500 feet from her at all times. And that includes where she lives and works. You're not allowed to possess any guns or weapons while you're on release. Thank you.
Judge, we're requesting a photo order for Mr. Rodriguez.
Merci. Michael Ines.
Your Honor, I was also expecting the list of victims that he's at the end of here.
Okay. Ines.
I don't know the name, but Mr. Ines declined the PD, Judge.
Sir, have a seat. We'll be right back with you, all right? Thank you.
Sit down right there. Right there.
Merci. Joseph Magana.
Joseph Magana, President of Maine.
Mr. Magana, you're charged with domestic battery. The court finds probable cause. State, do we have a criminal record on this defendant?
One moment, Your Honor.
Do you have anything you want to say on behalf of this defendant, Mr. Miller?
Judge, Mr. Magana has been living in South Florida for 21 years. Been living at his current address for about a year. He works construction. He's been doing that for 5 years. He's got a 4-month-old child that he takes care of. Strong family ties. He does have no money in the bank. Does not own any real estate. Does have a place to stay separate from the alleged victim in this case, and his family will be bonding him out.
Okay. Now, ma'am, was there contact? No contact,
He had
sir.
a criminal mischief last year.
So you allegedly slapped Barry Elaine Stackpole, or Elaine Stackpole Barry. I'm not quite sure. Let me look here. I have, now it says Madison Stackpole Barry. I'm not quite sure which one it is, but in any event, the court's going to set your bond today based on these facts at $1,500. The court will order that you have no contact with Miss Stackpole Barry. Do not call her, do not text her, do not email her. Stay 500 feet from her at all times. That's where she lives, works, goes to school, anywhere in between. You're not allowed to possess any guns, any weapons, any firearms while you're on release. Thank you. Okay. Now, David Spiegelman.
President, the main judge, we need a photo order for Mr.
Okay, Mr. Spiegelman, you've been charged with domestic battery. The court finds probable cause. State, do we have any criminal record on Spiegelman?
He went to drug court in 03 for possession of cocaine. In 97, he had a DUI.
Got it. Okay, and 97, a DUI. Anything you want to say, Mr. Miller? Was there contact with the alleged victim?
No, Your Honor.
No contact. He's got a prior DUI. That's it. Anything you want to say? Turn on the mic, please.
Been living in South Florida since 1992. He's been at his current address for about 2 years, which he owns, by the way. He's a retired from the printing industry. He has strong family ties, some money in the bank. As I said, he owns his own home. He does have a place to stay separate from the alleged victim. However, he's going to ask the court to allow him to return to his home. He's telling me that his wife is dependent on him both to pay the bills and to get around. She doesn't drive. She doesn't have a license. Mr. Spiegelman is honorably discharged, disabled veteran from the United States Army. He's a former prisoner of war, and he was honorably discharged.
Okay, well, I appreciate your service, sir. However, in this case, you allegedly put your hands around your wife's neck, though it didn't cause her to be strangled. It says that there was redness around her neck, bite. Let me see. Okay, married 26 years. Allegedly, okay. So the court today, based on the level of violence, the facts of the case, is going to set your bond at $5,000. Order that you have no contact with Ms. Spiegelman. Do not call her, do not text her, do not email her. Stay 500 feet from her at all times. That is where she lives, works, goes to school, anywhere in between. You're not allowed to possess any guns, any weapons, any firearms. While you're on release, I'm going to also order, sir, that you are, sir, I'll allow you to go there and pick up your belongings with the police if you can get the police to go out there with you, Mr. Spiegelman. Coconut Creek Police, if you call them up and they go out there with you, that's fine. But that's what we're going to do today. Thank you, sir. Okay. Now, you ready to go, Mr. Rydell?
Yes, Judge.
Judge, sorry, before we move on, Mr.
Josh Rydell,
Spiegelman would like to address.
Go ahead, Mr.
I'm sorry, Judge. Mr. Spiegelman would like to address the court. He's very anxious about
Mr.
this case.
Spiegelman, you can address the court, but don't tell me about what happened or didn't happen.
I'm not going to say anything about what happened.
Go ahead.
My wife doesn't have a car. She doesn't have a license. I pay all the bills. She doesn't function without me.
Right.
I take her to work. I do everything for her.
Wait, is she able to work?
What do you mean, is she? Yes, she has a job.
What type of work does she do?
She works for Sears.
The judge, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what he does on the pending case.
Sir,
what do you?
But she can't get there. She can't get there.
Well, she can make other arrangements. I'll do this. I'll allow you to contact her by telephone. All right? You can contact her by telephone, get transportation worked out, but you have to stay 500 feet from her. All right? Thank you.
We did the best we could do.
Can't work.
All right. Try to work it out. Good luck.
Jorge Vasquez. 12 counts of possession, controlling, depiction of it. I could find it.
Who are you looking for, Judge?
Vasquez, Jorge Vasquez.
Got it. Do we know what page yet?
Which page was it?
20, Judge? Yeah, 20.
All right, Mr. Vasquez, you have an attorney in the courtroom with us, Josh Rydell. He's a very fine attorney, but before we begin, let me advise you. You have the right to remain silent. You are not expected or required to make any comments today about your arrest, what led up to you being arrested, or any of the facts surrounding your arrest. If you comment, sir, today about your case, whatever you say, can and will be used against you. Do you understand what I've explained?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, everything today is being recorded. Now, Mr. Rydell, Your client has been charged with 10 counts of possessing, controlling, viewing, depiction of child sexual conduct, 11 possessing, promoting videos of child sexual conduct, count 12 is compiling the computer pornography, child pornography. So,
yes, Judge. At this time, I'm not going to be contesting probable cause.
So the court's going to find probable cause to each and every count. State, do you have any criminal record on Mr. Vasquez?
Your Honor, the only thing I saw was actually, you know what, I don't have a disposition on it, so I'm not even going to get into it. It wasn't a major, it wasn't a serious offense.
I understand. Mr. Rydell, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client regarding bond at this time?
I would, Judge. I would just like to address bond at this time. Mr. Vasquez has been a resident of Broward County for the past 6 years. He resides here with his family. He resides with both his brothers. He also resides, his parents live in Broward County as well. Prior to this, they lived for about 12 years in Massachusetts. He is employed in a family business. He has strong family ties with that family business in terms of the people he works for, the company he works for, and his ties to the community. In regarding this case, there's no allegations of violence. There's no other allegations aside from what's in the probable cause, and there's no past conduct to warrant any degree that he's going to be a danger to the community. I think there are means that he could be guarded in the community, and the community could be safe for any of this behavior. And I would suggest when we start talking about the monetary bond, if the court was to entertain obviously a component of pretrial release for a component of that pretrial release, which I would obviously suggest to the court, and I know through dealing with the court previously, the court routinely utilizes, is obviously no electronic devices or anything like that. We're happy to suggest that, agree to that in regarding this case. It's also important to note for the probable cause that Mr. Vasquez was compliant with law enforcement, and he was cooperative to them, which is always I think an important component when we come here to a willingness to accept the responsibility of any acknowledgement of a potential crime that has happened. Standing up here with his brother Andres, he was living with him at the time of the alleged incident. He wasn't living with him. They do work in the same business together. They are renters. They don't own a home, although they do have significant ties with the community. These are working class people. I would ask the court to, in lieu of the standard bond in this case, obviously under the new bond schedule, the standard bonds kind of are all out the window. But
what were the
$2,500 I guess this charge's component of a standard bond.
Okay.
So what I would ask the court for is to maintain that, if not below that, and also add a component of pretrial release, whatever component the court sees fit to deem, obviously safety of the community as a number one, just so Mr. Vasquez could have some release, secure his release, and obviously deal with the charges at hand.
I have a couple of questions. He is from, let me just ask that you're the brother, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you raise your right hand? Did you swear or affirm to tell the truth, all the truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Hey, Dad, tell me your name, sir.
My name is Antis.
And you're the brother of Jorge?
Yes, I'm his older brother.
Now, originally, Jorge's from where?
Well, from Ecuador, Your Honor.
And when was the last time that Jorge traveled to Ecuador?
I think it was probably 2014.
Does he still have family down there?
We have our family, immediate family is here, Your Honor.
But you have
he travels there for vacation and stuff, yes.
Cousins down there?
Cousins.
Okay. And how often does he go to South America?
We try to go every 2 or 3 years.
Okay. Does he own land or property or businesses down there?
We don't.
No? Does he have any bank accounts down there that you know about?
No, no.
Okay. When you get down there, go down there, what is the means of travel to go down there? Do you go by airplane?
Yes.
Okay. And does he buy his own ticket when he goes?
We finance. We usually ask for a credit card and then pay monthly payments and stuff like that.
And does he have a passport?
Yes.
Do you know where that passport is? Okay.
Judge, I don't mean to interject, but I can see obviously what the court's concern is, and if that's obviously a component regarding surrendering a passport, obviously we'll meet the necessary requirement.
If I can say something, Your Honor. What I can say is that my brother's a really good guy. He never been in trouble for nothing before, prior to this. This is a shock to everybody, to my whole family. and everybody's very disappointed. But I think he's a very good guy. We know, we've worked with a lot of people. A lot of people can give very good references for him. Can tell you that he's a straight guy. When it comes to this situation, all the family is very disappointed, and want you to know that there's no way that he's going to leave the country and not come back or face his, whatever he needs to face. We'll make sure that he doesn't leave, and he complies with everything that needs to be done.
Family or anything like that. I understand. He's been charged with things, and whether or not he's ever proven one day that he committed these crimes, alleged crimes. I don't think anybody in this room would ever put it on the family. He seemed like a nice man to me, and I don't for a moment think that. But you do have a very fine attorney in Mr. Rydell. So go ahead.
Well, Your Honor, a few things. One, actually, if on all these charges, if you went by the standard convenience bonds prior to the new administrative order, it would be $37,500. Count 11 was a $10,000 convenience bond.
Okay.
I'd be asking for, in light of that he has enough priors, I'd be asking for the court to set a total bond of $30,000. Your Honor, first off, I would note the strength of the evidence. Apparently, Mr. Vasquez made a confession. Additionally, I don't necessarily agree with Mr. Rydell that Mr. Vasquez does not pose a danger. I think by the very nature of these offenses, there's a danger posed, because if people did not download these materials, if people weren't consumers for these materials, then there wouldn't be a market for people to create these types of videos and put children in harm's way. So I think by the very nature of the offense, there is a certain level of danger, Your Honor.
Okay, so what is your suggestion per bond?
Your Honor, if you want to, just do...
So you could do $2,500 per count, 1 through 12. That would come out to...
You could do...
come out to $30,000.
Yeah, there you go.
So, all right. If you had $2,500 per count, based on the old convenience bonds, would come out to $30,000. So I think that's pretty reasonable. So $2,500 per count, total bonds $30,000. The court will order that this defendant, before he's released from custody, must submit his passport to the clerk of the court. That has to be surrendered before he's allowed to be released from custody. The court will also order that the defendant is not allowed to seek to obtain, or have in his possession a replacement passport or any other passport at any time while he's on release. The defendant is not allowed to leave the Tri-County area, Broward County, Miami-Dade, West Palm. The defendant is not allowed to go onto any airport property, airport facility, not allowed to board an aircraft. The defendant's not allowed to go onto a port facility, not allowed to board an ocean-going vessel or a boat at any time under any circumstance. The defendant is not allowed to have within his possession a ticket or any contract for passage on it for an aircraft or a vessel at any time, not allowed to seek any of those tickets or contracts for passage. The defendant is not allowed to use any computer or any type of electronic device which accesses the internet. The defendant is not allowed to have any private contact with any minor under the age of 16. That means in a private setting, unless that person's related by blood or to him, and he can have public contact in a mall or something like that. Anyone above 16 is okay. Go ahead. Anything else? I think that covers it.
That's Judge.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Rydell. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time, Judge.
I'm sorry? For the passport.
Just you want to do that?
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Eric Rivera Montserrat.
Yeah,
What are we looking for, Judge?
Rivera Montserrat.
You got the 12 charges there.
Montserrat? Rivera Montserrat? Bonded, apparently.
No, it's a medical. I'm going to reset it for tomorrow.
Oh, right. Medical reset. Got it. Sorry, Judge.
I have Amber Perez, Your Honor.
Perez, come on.
Amber Perez, come on up.
I think that you might have already called Ms. Perez and
She's coming up, Judge.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Perez, we're here for a domestic battery. You're here with Mr. Haas, who's in my courtroom. You don't need to say anything. Let him speak on your behalf, all right?
Yes.
Mr. Haas, your client's got a domestic battery. Do you have an issue about probable cause?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. I just got off the phone with the alleged victim in the case. I've got telephone contact with him, Darby Augustine. Darby indicated to me just now, and I'll represent as an officer of the court my conversation with him, that he didn't call the police. He doesn't know who called the police. When the police got there, he was emphatic with the police that there was no physical violence between himself and Amber Perez. He told the police that he in no way wanted her to be taken into custody, wanted her to be placed under arrest. You see in the probable cause affidavit that he refused to give a sworn statement. He told me just now that he had a slight cut to his bicep that had absolutely nothing to do with Amber Perez. When he got to her workplace, when he arrived at her workplace to pick her up, he already had the cut on his arm from cleaning a swimming pool and working on a swimming pool before he got there. That's what caused me to be late picking her up. But there was never any physical altercation between the two of them. He was emphatic with the police that there was no physical altercation. He doesn't know why they took her into custody.
Okay. State, I'm going to find probable cause based on these. Go ahead, State.
She's out right now for misdemeanor battery. It doesn't have anything to do with this alleged victim.
Okay. I'm just going to get her set up on for what is her, do you have any comment about her?
She's not a flight risk. Her father called me up last night, told me that she's been taken into custody. I've known her father forever, for over 5 years. She's a lifelong resident of Broward County. I think a $1,000 bond is sufficient in this case. And I can also represent to the court that Mr. Augustine has no problem at all having continued contact with her.
She's out on bond right now. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to set her bond at $1,500 order. She has no contact. Darby Augustine, directly or indirectly, stay 500 feet from him at all times. It's where he lives, works, goes to school, anywhere in between. You're not allowed to possess guns, firearms, or ammunition. And if any bond revocation is considered, I'll allow the trial judge to do that, all right?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you Monday. Thank you.
What about James Urcia? Mr. Urcia?
Oh, it's a wheelchair guy, Judge. We need to a second.
Yeah, looks good to me.
Guys, can we bring our feet in, please? Watch your feet, man. Okay.
Okay. James Urcia. Okay, Mr. Urcia, aggravated battery, causing bodily harm, domestic violence related state. Do you have a...
one moment, Your Honor, I do.
Just give me a moment, I'll be right back. I need to... Okay, go ahead.
One moment, Judge. I mean, if you have anything, jump in. Well, the pink should be, or who got the pink? Then I guess we'll take it. Fossil doesn't need one. Alright, shoot. Alright, one moment, Your Honor. Really? He has a pending DUI right now. He has he was arrested last year for domestic violence battery against the same alleged victim. That was dropped. Okay. He pled out a DUI in 2011 to reckless driving. 1989, carrying concealed firearm. And he had a DUI from 1988.
Got it. Mr. Miller, anything you'd like to say?
Judge, Mr. Urcia is a 43-year resident of Broward County. He's been living at the same address for 24 years. He worked as a property manager for 42 years, but he is currently disabled. He has strong family ties, no real estate, some money in the bank. He's assuming that his son will bond him out, he's advising that the alleged victim does not live at the address where he lives, so he will have a place to stay separate from the alleged victim while the case is pending, and he's going to have to self-bond.
Okay, thanks. Okay. All right. I'm just looking at the alleged facts here. We go back 1:29 a.m. Allegedly went after his son with a black-handled kitchen knife. Allegedly, his son barely got stabbed, but he allegedly threatened his son. Go ahead. Ma'am, did you have contact with the alleged victim?
No, Your Honor.
No? Okay. Sir, arrest last year, domestic battery against the same person, your son. This time you allegedly go after him with a knife, prior reckless driving, DUI. I'm going to set your bond today at $15,000 based on the facts of the case, the level of violence. I'm going to order a pretrial release, GPS monitor. I'll waive the cost of the monitor. You're not allowed to have any contact directly or indirectly with your son. You must stay 500 feet from him at all times. That's where he lives, works, goes to school. Anywhere in between, you're not allowed to possess guns, weapons, firearms, or ammunition while you're on release. Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry, sir. You want to address the court? Well, okay, 1 second, Judge, please.
Ma'am, do you swear or affirm to translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English, truthfully, to the best of your ability?
I do. Alicia Stegmower.
Thank you, ma'am. Just give us a moment. We're going to wrap this up here.
Judge, if I may, Mr. Urcia is advising that the alleged victim in the case does not have any legal rights to the house where he lives, where Mr. Urcia lives. He's asking the court for an order allowing him to return to his home and an order that the alleged victim stay away from him.
Okay, sir. We're not in a courtroom where we handle evictions, and if you believe your son does not have a right to be in the home, well, he can either voluntarily leave or you can probably go through an eviction proceeding. But I'm not going to order your son out of the house because, frankly, I don't know what he would claim his rights are to the house. He may tell me he's got rights to the house, which I would not know of unless he testified. So I'm not going to go down that road, but what I will do is order you to stay 500 feet from him, where he lives, where he works, anywhere in between. If you believe you have rights to the house, you need to take the appropriate legal action to resolve that issue. Thank you, sir.
Sir? Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
I am the only person on the lease. Okay. He does not even have a key. He just visited that particular night. You know, where am I going to live?
Well, I don't know.
He lives out in Plantation. He has his own place.
Well, if he's not at the house, I mean, if
But
he,
how about if he is? I don't want to get in trouble
well,
for going
you know
back
what?
to
Maybe
my home.
contact a neighbor to find out if anyone's there. You could go there with the police. Call the police up.
Okay.
Have them meet you at the house. And if he's not there, then, you know.
Judge, I always tell him to call the police and have them escort him to the house.
Well,
If he
that's
meets
what
him
I
at the
mean.
house,
Right.
yeah.
Call the police. Tell them you need to go to the house. You have a domestic violence issue. They'll go with you.
Just show.
If he's
I
not
can
there,
just show the police the lease with my name on it.
that probably would work. And you could probably go in your
Okay.
house, all right? Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. What was the bond amount for Mr. Urcia?
15,000 plus pretrial with the GPS. Thank you. Okay, Jesse Bolivar, Mejia, Concepcion.
Okay.
Ma'am, do you swear or affirm to translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English truthfully to the best of your ability?
I do. Alicia Stegmoller.
Okay, how about Mejia Concepcion? Sir, you've been charged with domestic battery. The court finds probable
Señor,
cause.
se le acusa de agresión doméstica. El juez haya motivo justificado.
Defendant have a criminal record.
No, Judge.
Ma'am, was there contact with the alleged victim?
No, Your Honor, she spoke Spanish.
Sir, are you currently employed?
¿Está trabajando?
Sí.
Yes.
What type of work?
¿Qué tipo de trabajo?
Mecánica de carro.
Mechanic,
Do you have any
auto
money-
mechanic.
Do you have any money in the bank?
¿Tiene dinero en el banco?
No.
No.
How long have you lived here in South Florida?
¿Cuánto tiempo ha llevado viviendo en el sur de la Florida?
5 años.
5 years.
Do you have children?
¿Tiene hijos?
Sí.
Yes.
And is Laura Olivares Gonzalez the mother of your child?
¿Y Gloria o Laura Oliveras González es la madre de sus hijos?
No.
No.
Sir, it's alleged you grabbed her hair,
Señor, se le acusa alegadamente que usted agarró su pelo,
grabbed her by the throat,
la agarró por la garganta,
put her to the ground,
la tiró al piso
kicked her,
y la pateó.
and she had marks on her face.
Ella tenía marcas en la cara.
Court's going to set your bond at $6,500
El
today.
juez va a fijar su fianza a $6,500 hoy.
Based on the level of violence,
Basado en el nivel de violencia,
court's concerned for the safety of Ms.
el
Gonzalez.
juez la preocupación del juez por la seguridad de la señorita González.
You have no
El
contact,
juez va a ordenar que usted no tenga ningún
directly or
contacto
indirectly,
directo o indirecto
with Ms. Laura Olivares
con la
Gonzalez.
señora Laura Oliveras González.
You are not allowed to call her.
No se le permite llamarle, mandarle textos o correos electrónicos.
You're not allowed to have a
No se le
third person
permita
contact her on your behalf.
tener una persona contactarla a su nombre.
You must stay 500 feet from her,
Tiene que alejarse a 500 pies de ella, de donde ella vive,
where she works,
donde ella
where
trabaja,
she goes to school,
donde ella va a la escuela.
and you are not allowed to possess any guns,
Y no se le permite tener ninguna
firearms, or
pistolas,
ammunition, or
armas
any
de
other weapon
fuegos o
while you're on
municiones o cualquier otra arma mientras que esté bajo libertad.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Missy Phillip Bryant, thank you, ma'am. For right now, we're good. Thank you.
Okay.
Over at county.
You have a question?
Yeah.
Judge.
I don't know what he's charged with, but I got a deputy that called me that requested one too.
Okay, Conti, who do you have?
Torres, Marcos Torres, page 16.
Page what?
Judge, Mr. Mejia Concepcion would like to address the court.
It's easier. Time. Go ahead. Who is it?
It's an ad charge of burglary.
Got it. Okay, Mr. Torres,
Señor Torres,
you were charged on count 23
se le acusa en el cargo número 23
with the burglary of a dwelling.
con un allanamiento de una vivienda.
Court finds probable cause.
El juez haya motivo justificado.
Hey, do you have any criminal record on Mr.
¿El Estado
Torres?
tiene antecedentes para el señor Torres? No.
I can look up what he's being held on the first 22 counts.
Sir, do you have any money in the bank?
¿Señor tiene dinero en el banco?
No.
No.
How long have you lived down here in South
¿Cuánto
Florida?
tiempo lleva viviendo aquí en el sur de la Florida?
10 años.
10 years.
Okay.
Your Honor, he's being held on multiple burg dwellings. He's got a $10,000 bond, $7,500 bond, $10,000 bond.
Sir, today the court's going to set your bond at $10,000.
Señor, va a fijar su fianza a $10,000.
based on the facts of the case,
basado en los hechos del caso
and the strength of the case against you.
y la fuerza del caso en su contra. Gracias.
Okay.
¿Dónde?
Judge, Mr. Mejia
¿Me
has a
podría decir
question.
dónde ocurrieron los hechos?
Could you tell me where can I post the bond?
You would probably go to a bondsman or have
Tiene
a
que
friend
ir
or
un
family member do it
fiancista
for you.
o hacer que un amigo familiar le ponga la fianza por usted.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Miller, go ahead.
Ella es la que me busca a mí, o sea, no sé si a mí me podrían dar una orden de alejamiento o cuando ella
She's
vaya.
the one that looks for me, so I don't know if I could get a restraining order against her.
Sir, if she comes around you, you should call the police.
Si ella se acerca a usted, llame a la policía.
All right?
¿Está bien?
Ok, sí.
Ok, yes. Gracias.
Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you, ma'am. Philip Bryan.
Did you require summary?
Seated. Bryan, you're charged with felony battery, resisting arrest. Court finds probable cause. State, do you have any priors on Mr. Philip Bryan?
No, Judge.
You want free trial? What county?
Get a resisting without violence and a trespass 2015.
If you want free trial on another case, it's going to be
With violence in 2013. Out of Tampa, 2010, he had a grand theft. 2008, grand theft.
Is that it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ma'am, was there contact with the alleged victim?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Let me ask Mr. Miller, anything you want to say? Got into an altercation with his sister, allegedly picked up a frying pan and struck his sister in the head. She suffered a 3-inch gash on the side of her head. Okay.
Judge, Mr. Bryant's been living in South Florida his entire life. He's been at his current address for about a year. He's unemployed. He has strong family ties, no money in the bank, no real estate. He does have a place to stay separate from the alleged victim while the case is pending, and he has no one to help bond him out.
Sir, based on these facts, the level of violence, the damage, the injury done to your sister, your criminal record, your bonds could be $10,000 on one, $1,000 on count two. And the court will order you have no contact with April Campbell. Stay 500 feet from her at all times. That is where she lives, works, goes to school. You're not allowed to possess guns, weapons, firearms, or ammunition while you're out. No alcohol is allowed either. The court notes the alcohol box is checked off. Thank you. Okay. May I see Donald Upham. Mr. Upham, Donald Upham, please. Donald Upham.
He's present, main judge approaching.
Mr. Upham, you've been charged with battery. This is your second or subsequent offense for domestic violence. State, do you have any criminal record on this defendant?
Out of 8, component of the serious DUI. 2015, he had an aggravated battery, domestic violence, that was dropped. Possession of cannabis, 2014. 2009, resisting without violence and a trespass.
Okay. Anything else? That DUI out of Miami is probably still open, right?
It's from June of this year.
Yeah.
Judge, I did not hear a conviction for battery. That would make this a first offense.
No, I would have probably agreed with that. Let me just make sure. It says second battery. Did you find anything? Ma'am, did you have contact with the alleged victim?
Yes, Your Honor.
She wants to contact anything more than that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. This defendant had been consuming alcohol about 2:47 in the morning. He's the boyfriend of Rebecca Sorrells. She stated he was intoxicated. He took her cell phone, grabbed her hands, squeezed her hands. Several of her fingernails were broken, and kicked her in the leg. Allegedly, well, I'm not even going to say it. Last part, I'm in trouble. Go ahead.
One moment.
Do you know anybody in my credit card
Yes, Your Honor. He was convicted of battery out of Wisconsin in 1997.
Got it. Mr. Miller, anything you'd like to say?
Judge, he's a 15-year resident of Broward County. He has lived at the same place the entire time. He's currently a carpenter. He's working on the Margaritaville Resort. Strong family ties. He does have some money in the bank. No real estate. He does have a place to stay while the case is pending. He's hoping that his ex-wife will bond him out, and he wants the court to know that his ex-wife is currently terminal with cancer, and that he is her caretaker and has been for the past 3 years. He provides support to her, and when he's not working, he helps her out with her daily needs.
Your Honor, he's also, and I don't have a disposition, I don't know if it's pending or not, but I'm showing he was arrested April 22nd of last year in Wisconsin for sexual assault of an intoxicated victim.
And that, what year was that?
Last year. He was arrested in 2011 for first-degree sexual assault of a child. There's no disposition. He's been convicted out of Wisconsin, 1996, eluding an officer, 1989, escape, 1988, burglary, sentenced to 5 years. End of record.
Okay. No, 2014. What did you use? Sex assault?
It's sexual assault of an intoxicated victim.
You think it may be?
I mean, it doesn't have a disposition, and it's not like the 2011 is.
I got it.
Probably wasn't convicted. It's not saying
convicted. Say your bond today at $12,500. Based on the facts of the case, your criminal record, you have a DUI that most likely is open out of Dade County right now, a battery out of Wisconsin, fleeing and eluding, escape, burglary, and based on the level of violence, the court's concerned for the safety of Rebecca Sorrells. The court will order you have no contact with Ms. Sorrells directly or indirectly. You're not allowed to come within 500 feet of her where she lives, works, goes to school, anywhere in between. You're not allowed to possess any guns, any weapons, any firearms. While you're on release, you're not allowed to consume any alcoholic beverages. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Jason Kirsten.
Judge, Mr. Kirsting is present at the main. He's advising that Tom O'Connell is his attorney.
Okay. Okay, give me a quick moment. Mr. Kirsting, have a seat. I contacted your attorney. I left him a message. We'll see what happens, all right? Thank you. Okay, we have a couple of people here. Are they here on the case? Which case are you here on?
Michael Ines.
Michael
Ines.
And see, Michael Ines. Michael Ines. Podium. Step right up there. Thank you.
Sure, thank you very much.
Mr. Inez, you are charged with domestic battery. The court finds probable cause. State, do we have any criminal record on Mr. Inez?
No, Judge.
No criminal record. And, sir, will you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, put your hand out. Tell me your name.
Alexander Inez.
Okay, and how do you know Michael Inez?
I am his father.
Okay, and does he live with you?
He does.
Is he currently employed?
He is a part-time employee, and he's a college student.
Where does he go to college?
Broward College.
What is he studying there?
Education. He wants to be a teacher.
Okay, and did he grow up here in South Florida?
He was born in North Carolina in 2000, April 7th. We moved back to Florida about 17 years ago. He's lived with us since.
He was born in 2000?
2004, I'm sorry. My daughter was born in 2000.
Born in 1994, right?
94? Oh, yes. Sorry.
I was going to say
He's 21 now.
Not,
94. My daughter was born in 1990.
No, I know. I just thought that would make him 15, and we'd be in the wrong courtroom. So, now, sir, I look at the report here I have, not very long. Dispute with his father, Alexander. It says suspect knocked over a decorative planter, kicked a garage door, kicked over an outside light, threw an owl at his father. Struck the victim multiple times with a fist about his head and face, about 3 times kicked the victim in his buttocks, about 5 times. Witnessed by the victim's wife, defendant's mother, as well as an independent witness. So, was there any alcohol or drugs involved in this?
Absolutely not.
Is this the first time anything like this has happened?
That is correct, physically, yes.
What set this off?
What set this off was a major misunderstanding. My son brought home a dog without telling us, and he was evasive to try and get the dog inside the house. I was at the time actually outside, and his words to me were, "Please do not look," and he was trying to sneak the dog into the house.
Let me ask you something. Are there any mental health issues here?
There are no mental health issue. There is some anger management issues, but they're very random, and they're usually aggravated by something really silly. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Were you injured at all?
I was not injured whatsoever.
No? Okay.
There were glancing blows and some kick in the derriere.
Okay. Does he have any, let me see, okay. Steve, how do you feel about this?
Judge.
He has no history of any violence. He has no history. He's a student in good standing with college. He's a very good kid. He wants to move to UCF Orlando next year.
Ever have any guns or weapons with him that you know
Absolutely
about?
not.
No? Okay.
Leave it in the court's discretion.
All right.
Just a misunderstanding. I'd like him released today.
I'm going to do that.
I'm
going to release him on
with
his
your
own.
permission. And
I'm going to release him.
my company offers psychoanalysis and counseling services, and I will make sure that we will take care of that.
Okay.
With his consent.
I'm going to release him, all right? I'm going to strongly suggest, sir, I'm not going to order you to, but I'm going to strongly suggest that you submit to a psychological evaluation through your father's company.
Thank you.
And I'm going to order, sir, that I'm going to let you go home. I'm going to let you stay at home, but if there's any other breach of the peace at home, sir, I can assure you that the next time will not be.
Absolutely. To me, I view it as strike one, since there's no past history, and we will certainly.
I understand.
This will be a good lesson.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
You too.
Have a nice week.
Have a nice day. I love the bow tie.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
saying it's you. I'm just saying you gotta.
Okay. When I call out your name, please line up. Move quickly. When I call out your name, please line up. We're going to move rather quickly. Do we?
Christopher Mason. Oh, and Hauger.
You're right. Well, we don't have the...
Hauger was at North.
I know, but we don't have the alleged victim here.
Jill?
Christopher Mason, please. Where's Christopher Mason?
Main jail.
So count 1 is a possession of cannabis. Count 3 is a violation of probation. So count 1's 103. No bond. We'll see your judge on the 14th. Thank you.
All right. Good luck.
Now, what do you want to do about a Hager, ma'am?
Judge, I'll try calling one more time. I already tried calling twice.
When I call out your name, please line up. Marguerite Palmisano. Where is she?
Judge, she's present at the main. She's advising she has no one to help bond her out and no means to bond out. Would the court consider resolving this case?
Hold on. No, not for theft. I'm going to go ahead and let you bond out, ma'am. $500. Thank you.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right. Just kidding. All right.
Defense wins games.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I'm just joking. Alejandro Castro, Glenn Kramer, Alvin Grant, Jorge Alarcon Gonzalez. Please line up.
This is Mr. Castro, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Castro, writ of arrest, count 1, purge amount 1,622, count 2, misdemeanor 500. Thank you. Glenn Kramer.
Good luck.
Yes, Your Honor. We're going to see you at 1:30 today. Your bond's 100. Thank you. How about Alvin Grant? For violating probation, no bond. Jorge Alarcon Gonzalez.
I'm Jorge. He's calling me right now.
I'm sorry, Judge. This is not Alvin Grant. Who is Alvin Grant? This is Alvin Grant.
Grant, violation of probation, no bond. Jorge Alarcon. Sir, you have warrants on misdemeanors. Count 1, 2002, 2003, 545, no bond. Thank you. Henry Pierre, Gregorio Correa, Keith Sorrentino, William Gutman.
Judge, are you Henry Pierre?
No, he said
okay, Henry Pierre needs to be standing next to me now.
Henry Pierre.
Mr. Pierre is present as main judge. He's interested.
$500. Thank you. How about
He's interested in
Gregorio
resolving this if the court is so inclined.
No, we're not going to work it out today. Thank you. How about Gregorio Correa?
This is Mr. Correa.
A warrant on 2 misdemeanors. They're both no bond. Thank you. How about Keith
Judge, he's also interested in resolving this case. This is set off for 2 weeks
I understand.
For the division judge.
I understand. We're going to not resolve it today. Thank you, Keith Sorrentino. Violation of probation and $500. William Gutman.
Good luck.
Sir, that's a warrant on a misdemeanor, $500. Thank you. How about Basil McDonald, Ian Pinkerton, Paul Pereson, and Joshua Riley?
Basil McDonald, line up, guys, line up.
Are you Basil?
Okay. Sir, Mr. McDonald, $2,000 on a warrant. Ian Pinkerton.
Off you go. He doesn't want to resolve.
Where's Ian Pinkerton?
Judge, I think Gabe Ermine is Mr. Pinkerton's attorney.
Count 2, violation of probation. Who's his attorney?
Judge, it's Gabe Ermine. I sent him an email this morning.
Gabe Ermine.
About the court date.
Sir, no bond. You'll see your judge on the 14th. Thank you. Missy Paul Pereson.
Present at the main.
Sir, count 5, grand theft, 1,000. Thank you. Joshua Riley.
Good luck.
I'll be done in a second.
Violation of probation, no bond. Thank you. Luis Velasquez. Anthony Melendez. Tiago Montero. Michael Moro.
Velasquez.
Mr. Velasquez, violating probation, no bond. Thank you. Anthony Melendez. Sir, violating community control, no bond. Tiago Montero. Violating community control, no bond. Michael Moro. Violation of probation, no bond. Christopher Harwood, Michael Odom, Anthony Cortez, and Robert Brack.
Harwood? Yeah.
Harwood, violating probation, no bond. Michael Odom, violating probation, no bond. Anthony Cortez, violating probation, no bond. Robert Brack, violating probation, 2 counts, no bond. Jose Vasquez, William Valdez, Enrique Vega, Tyler Martin. Okay, Vasquez, violating probation, no bond. Valdez. So we have warrants on count 1 through 4, 5,000 per count. Count 5, a warrant on a felony, no bond. Enrique Vega. Mr. Vega violating probation, no bond. Tyler Martin. Tyler Martin.
North Broward, Your Honor, he was here, but we had to take him
Got
back.
it. Violating probation, 2 counts, no bond. Man, help you in the front, my man. Which case you got?
Slide down. All you guys on this road,
Okay. Bessie Lawrence Hauger.
Yes, sir.
Who?
Lawrence Hauger. North Broward.
Oh, okay.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, ma'am, put your hand down. Tell me your name.
Melva Hauger.
I understand. Ma'am, how do you know Mr. Hauger?
I've been married to him for 42, together for 45 years.
Did you have children together?
We had a daughter that committed suicide
I'm sorry to hear that, ma'am.
in 1993.
Sorry to hear that. Okay. Mr. Hauger, you've been charged with domestic battery. Your wife is here in court. You're going to find probable cause stated there, prior to Mr. Hauger.
No, Judge.
Ma'am, I read the police report. It says that he struck you with an open hand and a closed fist on your back. You had large bruises on the middle of your back. Been together for about 43 years.
Thank you.
Now, ma'am, tell me, is he, I see that he is 61 years old. Does he have any mental infirmities? Does he have mental health issues?
His physical health has been very, very bad. He was frozen in 2009. He's had many heart attacks. They started when our daughter died. And I believe he just needs mental help. I think if he could go someplace for 30 days and just get evaluated. He hasn't been taking his medications.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Is there any alcohol or
No.
drugs involved in this? Is there
He
any
takes-
alcohol in the home? Do people drink in the
No.
home? No. Let me ask you this, man. Is he ever struck you before this? No?
He never hits anybody. He is a make love, not kind
Does he walk around without a wheelchair? Is he able to get around?
He uses crutches.
He does?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you injured at all as a result of this?
My back does have some welts on it.
Okay.
And a little bit on my arm. That was kind of when I was just trying to defend
Did you see a
myself.
doctor?
No.
Okay. Can you come up here for me, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Stand right here. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I mean.
Okay. What about you're under your eyes? There's no, you didn't get hit in the face or anything? No? Okay. You cover it with makeup? Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
What's the idea, Keith?
I understand. You have, all right, ma'am, you can head back over there. I understand that. Thank you. Okay, so, Do you have any comments, Dave, on what you should do about the release? Does he have anywhere else to stay, ma'am?
No, we don't have any family.
Does he need to be cared for, taken care of?
Yes. If I wasn't there, he'd be in an assisted living facility.
Would he?
Yes.
Has he ever been in one before? Does he have insurance or?
Yes.
What type? I mean,
he's got Humana with Social Security.
He could go to Broward Elderly and Veteran Services
He
with
was at
Henderson.
Imperial Point in January.
Was he in the military at one time? No.
No.
This is just one of those situations where there's no good answer, and I just would ask the court to rule in a way that at least at a minimum we know that everyone is safe, that no one's going to be physically harmed, Your Honor, and at this point that involves a no victim contact rule.
Do you have any money in the bank that you know of, ma'am?
We don't have. We're in the middle of claiming bankruptcy.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
They started garnishing my wages.
Judge, are you in fear, ma'am, of your husband?
I am, unfortunately.
Okay.
I never thought he'd hit me.
I'm going to set his bond at $2,500, and based on the level of violence and the court's concern for the safety of his wife, Ms. Hauger, Mr. Hauger, I'm going to order you not to have contact with your wife for the time being at least. You're not allowed to come within 500 feet of her. That's where she lives, works, goes to school. You're not allowed to possess any guns, firearms, weapons while you're on release. Ma'am, he's going to see Judge McHugh in about a month from now. If he's not bonded, well, if he's bonded out or not bonded out. But if he does get bonded out, he'll stay in jail and just be taken over to see the judge in a month or so. I'm going to order a medical and a mental health evaluation for him.
Can we get him to any kind of a facility?
Well, you know, ma'am, I'm not really, I don't really have the tools to do that today, but Judge McHugh can handle that, all right? I don't know.
I'm concerned about his well-being in jail. He's never been in jail for
I understand.
anything.
What I'm going to do is I'm ordering a doctor to take a look at him right now.
Okay, thank you. He's a good man at heart. He really is.
I understand.
He's just...
Okay. Ma'am, I'm sorry you had to meet under these circumstances, all right? But I wish you the best of luck and have a nice weekend, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. May I
How come I didn't get a job? How come I didn't get a job? Because most of them are because everything.
Who are you here on? Basil McDonald. Do we already do Basil?
He was on the warrant docket. You called it.
Yeah, I already. What was the warrant?
I'll just give you 1 second.
Had a warrant for his arrest. I don't know. I already took care of it about 10 minutes ago. Let me find out what I did.
It was a $2,000
Get a warrant for operating without a valid driver's license for $2,000. And if you hold on one moment, I'll give you a copy of his driving record, all right? If I have one. He has no driver's license. He has no. This document shows he has no driver's license. So apparently he was driving with no driver's license. So it didn't show up in court. So he's got a $2,000 bond. All right.
On this.
But what really happened was
Step right up here, sir. Step right up there. Tell me your name.
My name is Everett Monroe. I'm his grandfather.
Okay.
And this is his expecting wife.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks.
In fact, they have 2 kids.
Oh, okay.
One just turned a year about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And she just had a C-section.
Okay. Well,
Just
let me ask you this. You said, you know, another judge set his bond at $2,000 because he didn't show up for court.
I do understand
So
that.
I'm not the judge on the case. I'm just the judge. I'm the messenger. I'm the one who tells him that his bond is $2,000. I didn't set the bond. I'm just telling him and you what it is.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So he needs to put that bond up. He can get out of jail, and then he has to go back to court and address it, all right?
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Now, may I see Bonnie Grant, Laura Markheim, Erica Polas, Jennifer Lumpkin and Shakira Roll.
Grant's North Broward.
Ms. Grant, you have a warrant on a misdemeanor for possession of drug paraphernalia. Would you like to resolve your case today, ma'am?
Attorney on this one.
Yes, I would.
If you plead no contest, your case is over with, and you're not going to have a trial. The case is wrapped up right now. Is that what you want to do?
This is...
Yes.
How do you plead, ma'am?
I plead guilty.
Okay, I'll withhold adjudication.
No.
I'll withhold
Say no.
adjudication. Good luck. Thank you. Merci,
Okay.
Laura Marcom.
North Broward.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, Ms. Markham. You're charged with 3 counts of driving on a suspended driver's license and expired
Yes, I
tag.
am.
Ms. Markham, I'm looking at your driving record right now, and
I was living in my car at the time.
wow, failure to pay traffic tickets.
Yeah.
We'll do it considering.
I got money coming, so I can take care of all that now.
Okay, ma'am.
No.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to set your bond at $25. You can bond out, all right? Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, what about Erica Polas?
In jail.
Ma'am, possession of cannabis, count 1, $100. Count 5, you're on probation right now on a felony. That's no bond, ma'am, for marijuana. Thank you, ma'am.
Well, there's another.
How about Jennifer Lumpkin?
North Broward.
North Broward, Your Honor.
Quick funds probable cause for PVP, ma'am. State, do you have any priors on Miss Jennifer Lumpkin, been known as Jennifer Zasbo? Jennifer Lumpkin, Jennifer Slabo, Jennifer Crawford. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, she has 2 open cases right now.
What are they?
One is for it's a 2012 burglary conveyance and grand theft. She was just ROR'd on. It was a not in custody, Your Honor. She was arrested June of this year and ROR'd June 8th.
What's the case number?
12-13-830 CF10A.
Okay, what's the other
And the other one is a petty theft. That was downfiled. It was originally a felony, but it was downfiled to petty theft.
Go ahead, what is it?
15-5914 MM10A.
Okay, ma'am. Today I'm going to set your bond at $1,000 or vote your bond on 12-13-830 CF10 15-5914 MM10. Those bonds are revoked. You're going to be held without bond. Thank you.
The file isn't open, but then I got to confirm Odyssey.
Shakira, roll.
If I wasn't sure how she
North Broward, Judge.
So pics to see how did she get out? Because that depends on whether I rate verbal bond or pretrial release conditions.
This roll, possession of cocaine, count 1, 1,000, 2 DUI, 1,000, 3 DUI, 500, license suspended, count 4, count 5, a misdemeanor. That's a municipal ordinance violation for disorderly conduct. Ma'am, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance on that. Thank you. You need to bond out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kira Brown, Sophie Greenberg, Aisha Roll, LaQuisha Guds.
Kira Brown is in North
Your
Broward.
Honor, roll.
On the last count.
Okay, she was out on a case. Dealing stolen property, false ownership information.
All right, Kira Brown, where's Kira?
North Broward.
North Broward, Miss Kira Brown, possession of PV2.
She's a med reset, Your Honor.
I'm gonna pass it. Wait. No, that's Pinellas. Yeah. I'm gonna reset her for Saturday. All right. Thank you. How about Sophie Greenberg?
Judge, Miss Greenberg has an attorney, David Sale.
Okay, where is Sophie Greenberg?
North Broward, Your Honor.
Ma'am.
Judge, she has an attorney, David Sale. I did advise him of her rearrest.
You already advised him?
I did. I sent him an email this morning.
Got it. Ma'am, count 1, 2 are warrants on felonies, no bond. 3 out of county hold, no bond. Count 4 through count 8 are possession of a harmful new legend drug, $25.
I also want to make sure
Count 5, possession with intent to sell PVP, 1,000. 6, possession of alprazolam, 1,000. 7, drug paraphernalia, 100. 8, resisting arrest, $100. You're going to be held without bond on count 1, 2, and 3, ma'am. Thank you. How about Aisha Roll?
What are they going
North
to
Broward.
Take it back and say this is wrong and to fix it.
That's North Broward, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, count 1 and 2, possession of PVP. 3, possession of drug paraphernalia. Quick funds, probable cause. Steve, do we have any priors on Miss Aisha Roll? Ma'am, are you currently employed?
No, sir.
Do you have any money in the bank?
No, sir.
How long have you lived down here in South Florida?
What was it for?
About 8 years.
Are they prior?
Steve, do we have any priors on it?
Just an MO from last year.
Okay, ma'am, based on the amount of drugs you had, PVP, and the court's concerned for your own safety regarding PVP flak, I'm going to set your bond on count 1 and 2 at 1,000. Count 3, I'll release you ROR. Thank you, ma'am.
Mental health med screen, Judge.
Yeah, I'll order mental health and med on that. Thank you, LaQuisha Guds.
Main jail.
No, you want to know how much you take home.
Grand theft and fraud. Court finds probable cause from Publix.
Were you LaQuisha? You.
Okay. Trying to cash a check for $490. Go ahead, Jimmy.
No.
Now, ma'am, let me ask you, do you still live on 44th Avenue in Miami?
Yes.
And how long have you lived down there?
2 years.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. We don't need pre-trial. Thank you. Don't go back to Publix, ma'am. Thank you. Mr. Dominic Lewis. Dominic Lewis. Ma'am, possession of PVP, also known as flakka, possession of cannabis, court finds probable cause. Steve, do you have any priors on this?
Trespass, no way. When you do it,
ma'am, are you currently employed?
Don't worry about traffic stuff.
No.
Do you have any money in the bank?
No.
Ma'am, I'm going to set your bond at $1,000 based on the facts of the case, your criminal record can bond out. Thank you. How about John Brooks, Charlie Freeman, Mark Norris, Michael Gallo?
John Brooks, President at the main judge. Can we get a ROR count 1 so you can focus on count 2?
Let me see here. Mr. Brooks, give me a moment. John Brooks, I'm looking at your driving record right here. It's been expired since 2005. I'm looking. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Count 1, I'm going to release your ROR. You have a purge amount of $2,400. On count 2, you need to take care of that. Thank you.
Good day. Thank you, Judge.
Good. Charlie Freeman.
Judge, Mr. Freeman is President of the Maine. He would like to resolve both these cases if possible.
Okay, false identification, give it to the police. $100 count 2. You have a warrant on a no driver's license. Give me a moment. And he's got no driver's license, only an ID card. And currently the ID card is...
Who is this? What did you do?
Suspended. Sir, I'm not going to resolve these today. Count 1 will be $102, $250. You can bond out. Thank you. How about Mark Norris?
One more. North Broward, Your Honor.
North Broward.
North Broward, Mr. Norris. We'll see you at 1 o'clock today, sir. Bring the gentleman back. His bond's $25. Thank you. How about Michael Gallo?
North Broward.
Mr. Gallo, trespassing and exposing yourself. Court finds probable cause. Do we have any priors on Mr. Gallo?
One moment, Judge.
He was arrested on May of this year for a trespass.
Yeah, he's got a lot. And this is just on state stuff.
Okay.
Felony theft from last year, 270 days. Attempted strong arm robbery with an exposure last year, 270 days.
Attempted what? Strong arm robbery?
Attempted strong arm robbery with an exposure.
Got it.
Trespass last year, trespass 2013, grand theft and theft 09, tampering with a witness or victim, ag assault with a deadly weapon, 2 counts of battery, criminal mischief with a VOP. That was in 09. Theft 09, resisting without violence, carrying concealed weapon 07. Loitering and prowling 08. Resisting a bit. It goes on from there, Judge.
Got it, okay. Sir, are you currently employed?
Sometimes it's just you get the picture.
No, I just got out of county 3 days ago. Prior.
Do you have any money in the bank?
There you go.
No, sir.
All right. Sir, I do note that in the rear parking lot of the Walgreens, you allegedly exposed yourself, and it goes into detail on the report here. The court also notes, sir, you have multiple trespassing, thefts, aggravated assault, batteries. Just got out of county jail for a felony petty theft. You had attempted strong-arm robbery last year. I'm gonna. The court notes your criminal record. The facts of the case. Count 1 will be 1,000. Count 2, you had an exposure last year. That bond's $1,500. Your total bonded is $2,500. Don't go back to that Walgreens, sir. Thank you.
Judge, mental health screen with the court.
Mental health screen. Thank you.
I ain't gonna be released on this.
No, sir.
It's a pet. You a fuck pussy cracker bitch.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Have a nice weekend. How about Stephen Howard, Patrick Jones, Matthew Tripoli, and Jaquan Johnson? Okay.
Sorry.
Stephen Howard, where are you, sir?
And sometimes you vote, like, let's say, count 1 possession of cocaine, and it goes $1,000 bond.
Stephen Howard, come on up, Mr. Howard.
And count 3 is operating without a valid.
Sir, resisting arrest on count 1, count 2 are writs of. You need to clear those up. Those are purge amounts, 610 and 980. I'll release your ROR on count 1. You have to clear those up. Thank you. How about Patrick Jones?
Go.
Patrick Jones, Jaquan Johnson. Excuse me?
Patrick Jones bonded, Judge.
Jones bonded, look over, and if you could just bring him up for me, please. Thank you. Who bonded? Jones? Bonded. Okay.
How about Matthew Tripoli? Matthew Tripoli, do we have him there? Come on, Mr. Tripoli.
Get ready. We're getting up to you, sir. I mean, some of the no bond stuff you might ask for your dog, so you know.
Okay.
And it's
DUI count 1.
Have it, don't worry.
No driver's license count 2. And speeding count 4. Let me ask, Steve, does this gentleman have any, I don't have a driver's record on him, I don't.
Just one moment, Your Honor.
Initial here, initial here.
He does not have a driving record. Okay. I am showing. Now, I was arrested for trespassing last year, but no, there's nothing with DHSMV on him.
Right. I see he's 23 years old, and I have it right here.
Yes.
Defendant's driver transcript was unavailable at the time. From Illinois, he has no record of him in Florida. He presented an Illinois identification card and uttered that he did not care his license gets suspended for refusal because he's already revoked.
Well, I was going to say, I do see he has priors out of Illinois. He had a DUI arrest in 2011. That was dropped.
Sir, you currently employed?
Judge, Mr. Tripoli works at Fish's Wholesale. He lives here. His grandfather and father both live here. He does have a little money in the bank. Not sure who's going to help bond him out. We were hoping we'd get pretrial release for him or RR.
Okay, sir, I'm going to set your bond. You have a prior arrest for DUI. That's not confirmed, though. I mean, it's confirmed you were arrested, but
no, it was dropped.
He said it was dropped.
Got it. I understand that, but sir, I'm going to set your bond on count 2, the no driver's license at $2,500, and that's you have no driver's license, shouldn't be driving, and allegedly go out and commit a DUI that's concerning for the safety of the community. Your bond's going to be $3,000. So without a driver's license, I'm just going to ask you, please do not drive the vehicle. Thank you. How about Jaquan Johnson?
Jaquan Johnson is present at the main, Judge.
Okay. Sir, grand theft auto, possession with intent to sell PvP, possession of cannabis, count 3. Count 1 and 2 are 1,000, 3 at 100, 4 and 5 probation violations. Those are no bond. Thank you. Missy Rudolph Sedges, Michael Johnson, Bilal White, and Robert Flayani. Okay. Randolph Sedges, possession of PvP, also known as FLACA. And State, do we have any priors on this gentleman? The court finds probable cause.
Here, worry about the next one. Keith,
One moment, Your Honor.
Keith, if you could do this one and you start looking for the next one.
Yeah, he had a prior PvP, but from May. He has a prior PvP from May.
From this year?
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened to that? Do we know?
Does it look like a filing decision has been made?
It's not been filed yet.
Yeah, no
It's
filing
not been
decision
filed. He
been
has an
made.
open PvP?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. You have an open FLACA case right now. You can bond out. Thank you.
Judge, can we get a SAP order for him, please?
Okay, I'll do that. Okay. Yeah.
Good luck.
Okay.
Oh, you
now,
have
Michael Johnson.
Just typing 10 numbers.
Michael
instead
Johnson, come on up if I called out your name. Michael Johnson. Do we have him? How about Bilal White? Robert
We have him.
Flayani.
Mr. White,
Ben,
come on up, man.
Mr. Bilal White, you've been charged with grand theft auto. The court finds probable cause. Do we have any priors on Mr. Bilal White?
Checking, Your Honor.
Allegedly a motorcycle valued at $3,000.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Removed a 2000 dirt bike.
That's still Michael Cooper. You didn't get rid of the social security number. That's Michael Cooper.
Huh?
Go ahead, Dewey.
Keith, you just go.
He had prior that in New Jersey,
Just so
Your
you
Honor,
know,
but I don't see anything
in
so
cases
far.
like this, where they got
What do you have out of New
don't
Jersey?
worry about
Anything?
checking
They
priors,
look like they were
because
dismissed.
they're going to be hung up on the
Burglary with a
vehicles
weapon,
anyways.
possession of a
Just worry about people with just new offenses, and that's it. Like this guy, just start checking him.
aggravated assault, but they were all dismissed.
Okay.
That's their drug paraphernalia that was dismissed in 05.
That's it?
Another possession of controlled substance, it looks like, but that was found guilty in 2006 out of New Jersey.
Sir, you currently employed?
Judge, Mr. White moved down here to
Who
live
you
with
speaking
his
to?
mother and to attend school. He's currently studying to get a forklift driver's license. His mom lives down here. He lives with his mother. He doesn't have any money, doesn't have any real estate, and he's not sure who's going to help bond him out.
I'm going to let you bond out for $1,000. Allegedly stole a $3,000 motorcycle based on this, and your drug charge out of New Jersey. Thank you. Robert
Judge,
Flayani.
Mr. Johnson, you called him a moment ago. Mr. Johnson, who you called him a moment ago, is a medical reset.
I'm going to go ahead and find probable cause on count 1, 3, and 4 on Michael Johnson. We'll go right to the division. Thank you. Robert Flayani.
Off you go.
Yes, sir.
Sir, retail theft, count 1. Domestic, I'm simple battery on 2 and 3.
He has dealing in stolen property, petty theft, false ownership, grand theft from 2013, 2013 grand theft, 2014 felony petty theft, resisting merchant without violence, 2014 felony petty theft.
That was dropped.
The resisting.
Sir, are you currently employed?
Remember that too.
Yes, sir.
What type of work do you do?
Me and my brother own a carpet cleaning business.
Do you have any money in the bank?
Not at the moment, sir.
Who's going to bond you out of jail today, sir?
I spoke to a bail bondsman.
Okay. Sir, allegedly you stole about $859 worth from Walmart, and when you were leaving, you allegedly you refused to stop. Then you pushed the people there with your hands and forearm. And okay, so I'm noticing your criminal record: petty theft, grand theft, twice, plus 2 felony petty thefts. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 prior theft convictions, dealing in stolen property, and resisting a merchant in the past. So I'm going to set your bond on count 1, today at $5,000. Count 2 and count 3. The court's going to set those at $1,500 per count. You can bond out of jail, so your bond's $8,000. Don't return to Walmart.
Mental health med screen judge.
$8,000, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, may I see Robert Flanini? Did we already take care of that? Okay, thanks.
I was asking for a mental health.
They ordered that. Gary Mosher.
Main jail.
Anthony Lanza, Ad Hampton, and Bobby Ingram. Gary Mosher. Sir, you're charged with petty theft on count 100, false information to the police, count 2. Count 3 is a violation of probation, no bond. Thank you. How about
Good
Anthony Lanza?
That way, sir.
Main jail.
Sir, count 1, petty theft. Count 2, Al Praslam. I'm going to give you a bond of $100 on 1, 2, 1,000. And then count 3 and 4 are warrants on pretrial release issues. Felony, no bonds. Thank you. Ad Hampton.
It's AD Hampton, Judge.
AD Hampton. You want to take the which one is this? Okay.
It should be burglary on count 1, not
Okay. So, Ad Hampton, you're charged by information, which is a formal charge I'm holding up. Count 1, burglary. 2, burglary of a conveyance. Count 3, theft. 4, battery. So, count 1 is a bondable offense. State, you have any you have any criminal record on this defendant?
I'm pulling that right now, Judge. The information list is the offense date is November 4th of last year, right, Judge?
Right.
Okay. Priors include grand theft 2012, DWS habitual offender 06, conspiracy 04, possession of cocaine 05, possession of marijuana 02, possession of marijuana 02, possession of marijuana 2000, pled a felony down to a misdemeanor battery 2000, grand theft 1998.
Got it. Okay.
Where's the...
Mr. Miller, anything you'd like to say today?
Go back here. There you go.
Okay, Judge, thanks for the patience. Mr. Hampton's a lifetime resident of Broward County. He's been living at the same address for 17 years. He works at Champ's Restaurant and at Pollo Tropical. He takes care of 4 children. Sorry, he has 4 children, takes care of 3 of them. 9, 14, 16, and 20. Strong family ties, about $300 in the bank, and he's counting on his grandmother to bond him out.
Okay, defendant does have a battery, conspiracy, a couple grand thefts in the past. We're just going to set his bond on count 1 at $7,500. Count 2 is at $1,000. 3, I'm going to release him ROR on 3. And count 4 is $1,000. Total bond's going to be $9,500 today. All right? Thank you, sir. I'm going to order no contact directly. Sir, no contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim. And that is, hold on, that is
You left.
Ebony Mathis. No contact with Ebony Mathis. No
Okay, no
contact
problem.
with Ebony Mathis. All right, thank you.
Okay, no problem, Judge.
Bobby
Thank you,
Ingram.
Main jail.
Mr. Ingram, possession with intent to sell, deliver cannabis, possession of morphine, count 3, 4, and 5, possession of drug paraphernalia, 6, possession of a harmful new legend drug, 7, license suspended, 8, speeding, 9, disobeying a stop sign, 10, resisting arrest. Court finds probable cause.
2004, possession of cocaine. 2006, DUI. 2007, no valid driver's license. A couple more DWLSs, and that's it.
Got it. Okay. Now, Mr. Miller, anything you'd like to say?
Yes, Judge. Lifetime resident of South Florida. Has been at his current address for 3 months. He and his wife own their own business, fairy tale events. They've been doing that for 5 years. They have 8 children, ranging in age from 5 to 26. strong family ties. He has a little money in the bank. He's hoping, no real estate.
Judge, I
He's
think
hoping
he
his wife
posted
will bond him
bond.
out.
Bond's been posted on his
Bond's
behalf.
been posted. Thank you.
Yeah, we
Well,
want
that-
to double check. 531.
Well, good luck.
Can we see Michael
That's what
Mayar,
they're saying.
Kevin Williams, David Villafane, and Jackson Altador?
This is Mr. Mayor, Judge.
Mr. Mayor, false ownership upon information, dealing in stolen property and theft. Court finds probable cause. State, do you have any
2009 trafficking in hydrocodone, possession of a drug, possession of 2 different drugs. That's it.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So, sir, are you currently employed?
Judge, he is. He works at ABB Optical Group. He's been in South Florida for about 11 years. He's been at the same address for about 3. He's got strong family ties, no money in the bank, no real estate. He's intending to self-bond.
Okay, sir. Based on the facts of the case, Matt, you allegedly took, I'm going to say you bonded $1,000 on count 1, $3,500 on 2, $100 on count 3 based on your prior trafficking conviction. Thank you. How about Kevin Williams?
You'll have to ask your division judge to lower it.
Mr. Williams, you're charged with 13 counts of possession of, okay, where is Mr. Williams?
Your Honor, I don't have any of that. I don't know where that comes from.
Yes, sir. 13 counts of possession, PVP, also known as FLACA, on Kevin Williams. Court finds probable cause. State he's also been known as Brian Jackson, Brian Thompson, David Payne, Marquise Thompson, Jarvis Smith, Kevin Wilson, Calvin Alexander. That's about it. Okay. Steve, does he have any criminal record?
I'm checking right now, Judge.
Yeah, petty theft from 2014.
Okay.
Loitering and resisting without violence, 2007. Possession of cocaine, 2007. 2003, resisting without violence. Unlawful use false name, 2003. Possession of cocaine, 2002. Delivery of cocaine, 96. Possession of cocaine. Resisting without violence, 95. Possession of cocaine, drug paraphernalia.
Okay. Now, sir, you do you have money in the bank? Anything you want to say on behalf of this defendant, Mr. Miller? Mr. Miller? Anything you want to...
Yes, Judge. Mr. Williams is a lifetime resident of South Florida, 35 years at the same address, currently unemployed. He does have family in South Florida, no money in the bank, no real estate. He intends to self-bond, Judge. I haven't had a chance to look at the probable cause affidavit. How did we get 13 counts on one PC?
13 bags of PVP.
So that's one count, right?
No, it's separate packaging.
Separate packages, 9.1 grams.
I don't think that works that way, Judge. I think if you divide it up, if you own a 6-pack, it's just a 6-pack. It's not every beer doesn't count as different.
Moved from the vehicle due to tow purposes. Defendant exited the vehicle. He dropped 2 separate pink baggies, so those would be at least 2 counts right there. Let me look here.
Judge, I don't know that you really get to do it that way. I've never seen it done that way. It's one count. I'd ask the court to release him on one count, or bond on one count, and ROR him on the.
Your Honor, I do believe if the packaging is separate, that technically the court can find probable cause.
I believe the court can. Now, is it customary to do it that way? No. I mean, it's like we had a pornography case. You could charge every file, or you could just charge
Actually,
one.
Judge, the law is very specific in that case because the law specifically allows for each file to count as one charge.
And technically,
and for drug charges, you can't count
Can you give me one
individual
more quick
baggage.
moment? One more quick moment.
Thanks.
the court could find PC, but either way, I think what we're talking about here for practical purposes is really a distinction with no real difference. Because, Your Honor, frankly, whether the court finds PC on one count and no PC on all the other counts, or PC on every count, it doesn't change the alleged facts.
I'm gonna release the defendant on his own recognizance on count 6 through count 13, but count 1 through 5 will be $1,000 per count. The defendant allegedly had 13 separate baggies. Some were falling out of his pants. For PVP, the court notes the criminal record of the defendant. Thank you. How about David Villafane?
What do you say? Thank you, Judge.
Sir, count 1 aggravated battery. Court finds probable cause. Count 2 violation of probation, which is a $500 bond. And this. Okay, so he's on probation for leaving the scene of an accident, and then allegedly goes out and commits a aggravated battery. I've read this. He allegedly stabbed a man named Mr. Torres in the parking lot of a, I guess a bar, singer's parking lot, karaoke club. Allegedly stabbed him when they got in an argument over some rent money. Stabbed him in the abdomen, and several deep stab wounds to his lower abdomen, and he was undergoing surgery. He was in ICU, and okay, Steve.
Your Honor, first off, and I'm just going to state, I'm going to be asking for the bond to be set at, I know it's set at $75,000. I don't know if the Judge Simon weren't new of his priors. Frankly, I'm going to be asking for $150,000. I think another allegation that I believe just paints a picture of the level of violence here is the alleged victim's bowels were hanging out of his body, according to the report. His priors include 2011 DUI property damage, 2003 possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, 5-year state prison as a habitual offender, 2001 possession of cocaine, 5 years. Those were out of Broward. Out of date, 1987 strong robbery with a weapon, burglary of an occupied dwelling, grand theft, 2.5-year state prison. 1990 burglary of an occupied dwelling, 3 counts, 4 counts. 4 counts of grand theft, 4.5 years. Or no, I'm sorry, 3 of each, 4.5 years. In 91, burglary of an occupied dwelling, grand theft, obtaining fraud, obtaining property through false statements, trafficking stolen property, another burglary of an occupied dwelling, and grand theft. He was sentenced to 7-year state prison.
Okay.
So.
Sir, do you have anything you'd like to say, Mr. Miller?
Judge, he's not going to be able to post $75,000 bond. Status court to leave it as it is.
All right. Sir, does he have any money in the bank that we know of, or any ability to post bond?
No, Judge.
Okay, sir, I'm going to do this. I'm going to order your bond on count 1 as $75,000. I'm going to order pretrial release with the GPS monitor. That'll be a level 1 lockdown. I'll waive the cost of that. And then also on count 2, the violation of probation, I'm going to order pursuant to Florida Statute 948, you be held without bond on that. State, can I have an order?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I believe Judge Murphy already set the bond at $500.
No, he did, but I'm now going to hold him no bond on a 948.
Can the court do that when a judge previously set a bond in the case? I don't know.
I'm not modifying the bond. I'm holding him under a 948 statute for violation of probation. All right, thank you. Jackson Altador. Mr. Altador.
North Broward. North.
Okay. Sir, possession of PVP and trespassing. Court finds probable cause. State, do you have any priors on this?
Yes, Your Honor. 2006, trafficking hydrocodone, possession of cocaine, possession of drug without prescription, possession of drug without prescription.
Okay. So, Now, sir, are you currently employed, Mr. Altador?
No, sir.
Do you have any money in the bank?
No, sir.
I'm going to go ahead and say you're bonded $1,000 based on your criminal record case. Thank you. Missy, Joseph Agostino, William Carls, Joseph Kalelo, Jalik Henrington.
Judge, Mr. Agostino is president of Maine. Back up just a little bit. Thank you.
Mr. Agostino, possession of oxycodone, quick finds probable cause. Are there any priors on?
1996, possession of cocaine. 1997, battery. Resisting without violence, 2006. Delivering oxycodone, 2008. Leaving the scene of an accident, 2010.
2000. Judge, the resisting and the, what was the second one?
The cocaine's me, and the 2000 clean the scene with me.
Okay, so he's saying, what was the other one?
Battery and
not him.
Got it.
Battery's not me, definitely not me.
Does the defendant have any money in the
41
bank?
Joseph Agostino.
43-year resident of Broward County, 2.5 years at the same address. He works at NSW. He's got 5 children, ages in range from 7 to 32. Strong family ties, about $50 in the bank. No bond to real estate, no bond held. We're going to ask the court for a pretrial release on this one.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to order ROR to pretrial. He's got a dated drug history, so ROR pretrial release, sir. You need to be there today by 4 o'clock. It's right down the street. They'll give you a map right there. William Carls, Joseph Kalelo.
Good luck. Thank you.
Jolly Hedrington, Mason Lopez.
Your attorney as soon as possible. One second, Judge.
William Carls.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate that.
Sir, grand
Yes,
theft. Sir, you're charged with grand theft. Court finds probable cause allegedly Saks Fifth Avenue, shoplifted from there, allegedly concealed $1,419 worth of merchandise. State, do we have any priors on it?
2011, battery. 2013, excuse me, robbery. Grand theft. 2013, another grand theft of a vehicle. 2013, petty theft.
Got it. Sir, are you currently employed?
Judge, he is not employed. He's been living in Broward for his entire life at his current address since 1984. 2 children, age 6 and 10, strong family ties, no real estate, no money. He's hoping that his brother will help to bond him out.
So I'm going to raise your bond today. You have 2 prior grand thefts, a petty theft, and a robbery, and now stealing $1,400. You say you're bonded $5,000. You can bond out. Don't return to Saks Fifth Avenue. Thank you. How about Joseph Kalelo?
Fine, PD, Judge.
Possession of oxycodone. So the court finds probable cause. Does this gentleman have a criminal record?
I don't see a criminal record in the state of Florida.
Hand-to-hand narcotics transaction. West Commercial Boulevard.
Go outside and have a seat down the hall.
Works for National Stage and Window. Store, I don't know. Sir, how long have you lived down here in South Florida?
8 years.
Are you currently employed?
Yes.
And do you still live on Gossier Way in Boca?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you have an apartment number there or just?
No, it's a house.
Okay, I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're gonna want to pretrial release today by 4 o'clock. There's a map right there, okay?
What is that?
Sir, you're gonna get drug tested every week. You fail a drug test, you'll be rearrested, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. How about Jolly Hedrington?
President of the Maine Judge, Mr. Hedrington, this case was a juvenile that I think was originally a juvenile case. It was filed as an adult. Is he entitled to bond under those circumstances? I keep getting confused.
The state's position would be it depends on when it occurred, because this allegedly occurred June of this year.
Right.
It occurred after the legislature changed the law, Your Honor, that that there is a possibility of release from a life sentence, Your Honor. So the law would now be in compliance with the Supreme Court's ruling.
So I understand.
Yeah.
Count 1's a first-degree PBL, right?
Yes, Your Honor. The carjacking.
Count 2.
One moment, Judge.
Robbery with a
When did that law,
count 2 is not.
change in law go to an effect, Judge?
I think about a year ago, right?
I don't know the exact date, but it was definitely before June 17th of this year.
I definitely remember the change. I got the memo on it. So, and I read the case, by the way. Okay, so now count 2. That's not
It's
a
robbery weapon, Your Honor.
Got it. So there needs to be a bond on count 2. The question is okay. So count 1. Are you seeking a foreclosed bond and release conditions?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay, that's on the carjacking with the firearm. Go ahead. Tell us why.
Now, Your Honor, I believe there's enough in the PC. I did put out some additional reports, and I can proffer what is in those reports. But Your Honor, according to the PC affidavit, Your Honor, the defendant approached the victim, pointed what she told police was a firearm at her, ordered to give her her keys. She complied. Then he put the muzzle of the firearm against her back, ordered her to walk towards the vehicle, at which point he unlocked the vehicle and took the vehicle. She activated an app on her phone called Lookout, and that's how they ended up locating the vehicle, locating the defendant, Your Honor. He was in possession of her phone, her registration, and the vehicle's keys at the time of arrest. He admitted to committing the robbery. Now, I know he claimed that he claimed it was a BB gun or a toy gun, Your Honor, but I think the testimony from the victim at this time that he was in possession of a firearm is enough to satisfy proof evident presumption grade at this time with the other evidence.
All right, Mr. Miller, anything
Did they recover a firearm?
No.
It was a BB gun.
No, they didn't recover.
Did they recover anything?
No.
There was also, just for the record, just want to see, the alleged incident occurred on June 17th, and they made contact with, I believe it was with the defendant on, one moment, Your Honor.
Defendant, she was checking her mailbox in a Hallandale, approached by the defendant armed with a black firearm, pointed the firearm at her, ordered to give him her keys. She complied. He took the black LG phone from her hand, then pushed the muzzle of the firearm against her back, ordered her to walk towards her vehicle. And then the defendant then unlocked the vehicle, entered the vehicle, and the victim activated a device on her phone. She was able to track down the defendant's movements, locations. The defendant was later located at the aforementioned address. He fled upon the police arriving. He was taken into custody. The defendant was in possession of the victim's telephone or cell phone, her vehicle registration, and her vehicle keys at the time of his arrest. He admitted to robbing the victim. He claimed it was a BB gun. The victim was presented with the photo lineup, positively identified the defendant. There you go.
And I would also note, Your Honor, they did not recover a gun, but this incident occurred on June 17th. He was ultimately apprehended, I believe, on the 19th. At one point in between, it looks like this occurred in Hallandale Beach. He was apprehended in West Park. At one point in between the two dates, the Lookout application indicated that her phone was in Miami Gardens, Your Honor. So I would certainly argue that he had more than enough time to get rid of a firearm.
Okay.
Judge,
go ahead, sir.
Just real briefly,
Go ahead.
we see these cases coming through more and more. People who believe that these airsoft rifles are real, that these BB guns are real. He's saying there's no weapon. She doesn't have any proof that it was not a BB gun. He's admitting to the fact that it was a BB gun. You've got two people who are testifying. In this case, it's a matter of it's a question of fact that a finder of fact is going to have to decide. Because there are two different stories, there has to be there has to be a question of, it's not proof evident presumption great because there are two different stories. She doesn't know what it was. He's saying what it was, and I would argue, Judge, there is no proof evident presumption great of the firearm.
The court understands the defense's position, but the court believes that the defendant, who is an admitted carjacker or robber, he has said that it was a toy gun or toy pistol. The court doesn't know how sophisticated he is in the law, or whether or not that he knew once he was cornered that if he could come up with a story that it was a toy gun, that would lessen his punishment or charges in this case. But it's this totally self-serving statement, and the court would have to take the veracity of a admitted carjacker in this case, and the court's not willing to go that far today. This defendant allegedly approached a woman going to her mailbox and, for all intents and purposes, held himself out as holding a real firearm. Obviously, if the defendant would have said this is a toy gun at the time, we probably wouldn't be here today, or at least not with these charges. So the court is willing to take the defendant, at least at the scene of the crime, at his word, that when he holds a gun up to a woman's body and acts like it's a handgun, that this court's willing to accept that this defendant had a handgun, a real handgun. Sir, the court will find proof evident presumption great today. And obviously in a trial, if the defendant wants to take the stand and say, obviously, that he carjacked the woman, but it was just a toy gun, obviously a jury could take that into consideration. Count two, does he have any prior state? He's going to be held down one-on-one.
I'm sorry, Chief, do you have any juvenile priors? I mean, obviously, we'll go sidebar if there are. I will today.
Kind of academic at this point, Judge.
I agree. Count two, I'm going to set it at $50,000. I'll assume the defendant has no money, excellent ties to the community. Count three would be $100, and the court will order the defendant has no contact with Maria Escura, directly and indirectly. Thank you. Messi Mason Lopez. Mason Lopez.
Main jail, Judge.
Sir, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. The court finds probable cause. Allegedly, the defendant was impaired and pulled out a knife at a bus stop and claimed a person had his smartphone. And then got onto the bus, and several people said they saw the defendant with the knife. So, go ahead, Steve.
From 2011, 2013, he has 2 prior domestic violence batteries that were ended up being dropped. He also has a pending driving case currently, and he also has a pending carrying concealed weapons case.
What's the case number on the carrying concealed weapon?
It's 1400728 CF10A.
Okay, sir. Does this defendant have any money in the bank or any finances?
No, Judge, he does not have any money in the bank, but he does have a child, a 3-year-old, for whom he pays child support. He's got a job at B&B Carpentry. He also is working at Margaritaville, building the new resort there. 24-year resident of South Florida, has been in his current address for more than a year. He's hoping that his roommate or his girlfriend will bond him out.
So today the bond's going to be $10,000. The court will revoke your bond on 14007278 CF10. You'll be held without bond. Thank you. Emmanuel Jackson, Patrick.
Judge, Joseph Calello bond was posted. You placed him on pretrial release.
Okay, can we put the bond back on him?
Right.
And take the pretrial off of him. Thank you. How about Emmanuel Jackson, Patrick Blade, Jonathan Joasius, Christopher Tansky?
Jackson's present at the main.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, possessing cannabis, court finds probable cause. That bond is going to be, let me ask you, are there any priors on this gentleman, Mr. Jackson?
There are, Your Honor. There's a 2005 possession of cocaine.
Sir, are you currently employed?
You're working?
Do you have any money in the bank?
Very little.
I'm going to set your bond at $1,000 based on the facts of your prior criminal record. Thank you, Patrick Blade.
Good luck. Blade?
Sir, possession of controlled substance. Court finds probable cause. Do we have any priors on this gentleman?
Checking, Your Honor.
Sir, are you currently employed?
You working? No,
Do you have
Judge.
any money in the
Got any
bank?
money in the bank? No,
Go ahead,
Judge.
state any priors on him?
It's loading.
He's been in Broward County his entire life at the same address for the past 2 years. He's hoping that his mother will help to bond him out, Judge.
2001 possession of cocaine. 2001 another possession of cocaine. Possession of cocaine 2007. Tampering with physical evidence 2007.
Go ahead. Sir, I'm going to set your bond at $1,000 based on your criminal record facts case. Thank you. Jonathan Josias.
He bonded, Judge. $1,000.
Bonded?
Yes, Judge.
Got it. What about Christopher Tansky?
Judge, I talked to Mr. Tansky's attorney this morning. She asked if we could reset this to tomorrow morning.
Okay, I'll set it for Saturday. There you go. Thank you.
All right, good luck.
How about Eric Harris, Kenneth McDougall, and Damian McKinney?
Eric Harris? Eric Harris, North Broward, Judge.
Kenneth McDougall.
Harris is North Broward, Your Honor.
Sir, grand theft. Court finds probable cause. Do we have any priors on this gentleman?
One moment, Judge.
Allegedly stole some sunglasses off the counter.
31.
Video. Glasses worth about
I lost my last
$325.
page. Oh, there.
Go ahead, State.
Yes, Your Honor. Priors include
McDougall? Come on. How long have you lived?
delivery of cocaine 09 with the VOP. Possession of cocaine 07. Loitering and prowling resisting without violence 04. Possession of cocaine 92.
Okay.
Your Honor, can I ask you a question, Your Honor?
Sure, go ahead, sir.
I was at the hospital going to get my medication.
Well, wait. You have a question for me?
What happened with her?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Yes, sir.
Is it reset or something?
Is that theft because I picked up some glasses off the counter?
Don't talk about the facts of your case.
Sir.
You're incriminating yourself at this moment.
Sir, I'll answer your question, but I don't need you to talk any more about it. But taking something that doesn't belong to you, which is clearly not a lost item or an abandoned item, would probably be...
It was abandoned.
Theft.
It was abandoned.
Yes, sir. Well,
it was
then
abandoned.
you can argue that to a jury. Hold on, sir. Okay, Eric Harris, sir, do you have any money in the bank?
No, sir. I'm on disability. I was at this hospital trying to get my medication.
I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. Thank you. How about Kenneth McDougall?
Main jail, Judge, we have a problem with count 1.
Go ahead.
According to the probable cause affidavit, it should be a possession rather than purchase.
You're right. Right, okay, so that's possession on count 1. Cocaine, count 2, possession of controlled substance, 3, cannabis, 4, possession of oxycodone. State, are there any priors on this gentleman?
Possession of hydrocodone, methadone, reckless driving with the VOP 2004.
Hydrocodone, methadone, reckless driving.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me ask Mr. Miller, does this defendant have any money in the bank?
No, Judge. He does have a job, though. He's been working for 3 years at a place called Consolidated Community Management. He's a lifetime resident of Broward County. He's lived at the same place for the past 30 years. Does have family here. He's hoping they'll bond him out. We're hoping for free trial on this.
Well, sir,
his priors are over a decade old, Judge.
Yeah, I'm allegedly driving a brand new Mercedes-Benz, black Mercedes-Benz. So he's got 35. He's got a prior is that hydrocodone?
I go to a methadone.
Yeah, methadone and reckless driving. I'm going to say your bond, sir, based on your criminal record, the facts of the case. $3,500 on 1, $1,000 on 2. Count 3, I'll release your ROR. Count 4, $1,000. You can bond out. Thank you. Based on your criminal record, the facts of the case. Damian McKinney.
It's a change of charge, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
I believe The bond was, I'm just going to confirm.
Damian McKinney, where are you, sir?
North Broward.
Got it.
Okay.
McKinney, you're here for PVP possession. Go ahead, state.
One moment, it's coming up right now. Bond was originally set at $1,000, Judge.
So I'm just going to leave your bond at $1,000, just the way it was. Thank you. How about Jason?
Judge, we still have Mr. Kirsting. Come on up.
I'm going to reset Kirsting for 1 o'clock. His attorney requested that this be set for that time, all right?
Great, thank you.
1 o'clock, thank you. Now, is that a wrap, everyone?
I think so.
That's a wrap, boy. It's a busy morning. We'll see everyone back here at 1 p.m. sharp, not 1:30, 1 p.m. on Friday. Thank you, everyone.
It would have been lucky me if I said, you know what, I